Family Cultivation. I can improve my magic weapon. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 326 Night Attack. When the old demon Xuanian spoke, his voice was extremely hoarse, as harsh as the friction of steel. If you pay close attention, you can clearly see that he did not open his mouth when he spoke. The sound of speaking came directly from his head. This made him already gloomy and terrifying, and his ferocious appearance made people more afraid. Okay, follow the instructions of the ancestor. That Han is very scheming. He has been calm until now and has not taken action. He must be conserving his energy and keeping an eye on you, the ancestor. But what does it matter? The ancestor has great achievements and boundless magic power. What does that Han count for? He is just a stone under your feet. Not even a stumbling block. Today's test is over. As of now, there are still more than 200 cultivators on the island who have not been tested, and they will be unified tomorrow. Ancestor Han personally monitors day and night, and scans Yishi Island from time to time with his spiritual sense, paying attention to the dynamics in the market. It must be said that these scattered cultivators on Jian Island are very cunning. Not only do they use the chi collecting technique to collect their breath, they also like to launch sneak attacks on scattered cultivators who are alone. Even though Han Leozu has a strong spiritual sense, the scope of his exploration is limited and he cannot cover the entire Yishi Island. There are more than 10,000 cultivators on the island, hiding more than 100 demon cultivators. It is possible to get such a rough number of demon cultivators. This is the result of the inference after counting the scattered cultivators registered on the island and the cultivators who have entered and left the island recently. After all, it is easy to find out how many cultivators there were on the island before. How many there are now? If you investigate carefully, you will know how many more people there are and which ones may be demon cultivators. There will always be a way. The bright moon hangs high, emitting a faint silver glow reflecting on the sea. A group of seagulls flew out of Yishi Island in groups, making bursts of cries, which were particularly clear in the quiet night. This night, a commotion suddenly broke out in the originally peaceful market. In the dark night, more than a dozen figures, urging blood-colored or black magic weapons, burst out with eerie demonic energy, and attacked a patrolling monk in the market. This team of monks was not very strong, and the leader was a cultivator of the 9th level of chi refining. The other 8 were between the 6th and 8th levels of chi refining. Due to the disparity in strength, the battle broke out in a flash. Even though they had been prepared for the sudden attack by the demon cultivators, they were still caught off guard. Therefore, after the sneak attack, the leading monk knew that he could not defeat them, and immediately sent out a signal flare for help. Boom! A firework went straight to the sky, blooming in the night, showing the appearance of 2 flying swords crossing each other, illuminating the night sky. The monks in the entire market could clearly see the message at this time, which was particularly eye-catching in the deep night sky. Qingguang, who had been on alert tonight and ready to take action at any time, said with a serious look after seeing this abnormality, "It's a communication firework. Not good. It's probably the work of the demon cultivators. Go and have a look." At the same time, according to the plan, Chen Qingyun and Li Chenao, who were distributed in the East District and the West District, were also attracted by the communication firework. According to the previous discussion, if the patrol team encounters an emergency outside and is attacked by demon cultivators, they will send out such communication fireworks. Chen Qingyun took the benefits of Han Leozu, so he would not stand idly by. He immediately called the surrounding monks and guards and rushed towards the direction of the communication firework. When he arrived, he found that more than a dozen black-robed monks gathered and were urging magic weapons with rolling demonic energy, and were fighting fiercely with 3 monks and guards. There were 6 corpses lying on the ground. At a quick glance, they were monks and guards. It seems that the strength of this group of demon cultivators is not weak. If they come a little later, how can this group of cultivator guards resist them? Crash. Chen Qingyun's eyes were like lightning, and he sacrificed the Aurora Blade without hesitation, slashing at a nearby demon cultivator. This demon cultivator had reached the initial stage of the Purple Mansion, which was enough to be proud of himself and crush this group of cultivator guards. But facing Chen Qingyun's attack, he couldn't even do basic resistance. The magic sword he sacrificed was cut off by the Aurora Blade, and after the light dimmed, it turned into scrap iron and fell to the ground. Ah, my magic weapon! The magic weapon was destroyed, and the demon cultivator's expression changed, and he couldn't help but screaming in pain. Then, the Aurora Blade's power remained undiminished, and it directly beheaded this demon cultivator with one strike. In just a flash of lightning, Chen Qingyun killed a Purple Mansion demon cultivator. Around him, the more than 200 monks and guards who followed him saw Chen Qingyun take action and finish off a Purple Mansion stage demon cultivator with one move. They were shocked and their morale was boosted immediately. With such a powerful force, as long as the old demon Zhuxiantu did not take action, what kind of storm could those demon cultivators cause? More patrol teams saw the communication fireworks and quickly gathered. A fierce battle broke out between the two sides, and each used the strongest means to launch a fierce attack. The battle lasted only a dozen breaths, and the demon cultivators fell into a disadvantage. The remaining two Purple Mansion stage demon cultivators, one in the early stage and the other in the middle stage, seeing that they were no match for Chen Qingyun in a single fight, they simply joined forces to attack, each using the soul-piercing bone-penetrating nail to stab Chen Qingyun fiercely. After each of them had sacrificed 100,000 mortals, these two soul-piercing and bone-penetrating nails had reached the level of mid-grade magic weapons. They pierced through the air, making a whimpering sound, like the howling of ghosts and wolves, and a strong evil spirit rushed towards him. Facing the attack of the two magic weapons, Chen Qingyun's expression did not change. He calmly spread his wind spirit wings and dodged them easily with a flash of his body. After more than 2 years of fighting in the Star Sea, Chen Qingyun had accumulated rich combat experience. Facing the attack in front of him, he had already thought of several ways to deal with it. After dodging, the two Purple Mansion demon cultivators refused to give up and continued to drive the soul-piercing and bone-penetrating nails, chasing Chen Qingyun and vowing to kill him. Chen Qingyun sacrificed the Tangsu sword, unfolded the power of the magic weapon, and slashed down with two swords in succession, cutting off the connection between the two soul-piercing and bone-penetrating nails and the two Purple Mansion demon cultivators. Then, while the other party was still wondering why the magic weapon was not controlled by the divine mind, Chen Qingyun waved his hand and shot out a black ring. This ring unfolded in the air, emitting a circle of black halo, like a black star ring. Crash. This black star ring reached a size of more than 10 feet, covering the two Purple Mansion demon cultivators in one fell swoop. The effect of the Great Dream Ring unfolded, launching a mental attack. This attack was like a sound wave, invisible to the naked eye. The two Purple Mansion demon cultivators just came back to their senses and wanted to activate the soul-piercing bone-piercing nail again. However, the next moment, before they could make any move, they were stunned for a moment. Within 2 or 3 breaths, their bodies suddenly staggered a few times, falling into a brief mental trance, affected by the attack of the Great Dream Ring. Chapter 327 8 Desolate Heavenly Fire. The two Zaifu demon cultivators were stunned for just a short moment, which was enough for Chen Qingyun to decide the winner. After simply trying the effect of the Big Dream Ring, Chen Qingyun seized the opportunity, activated the Tangsu sword to launch a physical attack, and beheaded the two Zaifu demon cultivators at the same time with one sword. Here, the 3 Zaifu demon cultivators were all killed by Chen Qingyun alone. Except for the old demon Zhuxiantu, who has not yet appeared. The remaining demon cultivators are no match for Qingguang and others. Soon these demonic cultivators were beaten and fled in all directions. Finally, with everyone chasing after them, they were finally eradicated. At this time, near Beatty Mountain, 2 figures appeared and a fierce battle broke out in the air. Ancestor Zhuxiantu appeared and was engaging in an aerial duel with Ancestor Han. The 2 golden elixir ancestors were fighting, and monks like them could not interfere. Ancestor Han was not weak in strength. After taking action, what he commanded was a large earth-yellow bell named Zhai Bell. This object is his natal magical weapon. After being activated, the Zhai Bell turned into a size of 2 feet and fiercely enveloped the old demon Xuanian. Without saying a word, the old demon Xuanian sacrificed 9 blood-colored magic knives. Each bloody magic knife was flexible and moved quickly towards Ancestor Han, as if it had magical properties. This thing is called the blood-transforming Immortal Sword. It is similar to the Golden Spirit Mother Blade, but the difference is that it is a magic sword. The Xuanian Patriarch slaughtered 9 Xifu monks and used the soul sacrifice to refine the sword embryo. Subsequently, another 100,000 mortals were slaughtered to refine it. This is a huge killing weapon, filled with soaring resentment. Rumble. The roars continued, and the remaining power erupted from the 2 magic weapons shook the surrounding mountains. This is a battle between giant and strong men. In order to protect Fangxi from being affected by the remaining power of the battle, Patriarch Han launched a powerful offensive while attracting the old demon Xuanian high into the sky. The two started a peak battle, and bursts of roaring sounds continued to erupt. Everyone exhausted their eyes and looked intently, only to see roars in the clouds in the dark night, and 2 completely different rays of light shining and colliding. The scene was like lightning and thunder on a rainy day, filled with such a depressing atmosphere. The old demon Xuanian exerted his overwhelming demonic power, causing demonic clouds to billow in the night sky, turning blood red, as if the end of the world was coming. On Patriarch Han's side, there were bursts of flames, bright and intense. Even though the distance was far away, Chen Qingyun paid careful attention with his spiritual consciousness and discovered that Ancestor Han had unleashed a fire attack. This kind of flame is not ordinary fire, nor is it the flame cast by magic, but spiritual fire, called the 8 Wilderness Heavenly Fire. The power of this fire is equal to the Qingyan Earth Core Fire. Under the command of the Golden Elixir Stage monks, and Patriarch Han originally specialized in fire attribute techniques. This makes the power of the flames that can be displayed hundreds of times stronger than Chen Qingyun. Under the display of the 8 wilderness spiritual fires, the entire world was enveloped in flames. All the surging demonic clouds were burned and dissolved, turning into wisps of black smoke. In this way, the battle lasted for more than 100 rounds. Finally, in a hysterical scream, the old demon Xuanian was finally defeated. He was shrouded by Patriarch Han with the sealing bell, and was refined into ashes by the immeasurable 8 desolate heavenly fires. Only 1 storage bag was deliberately kept. Ancestor Han stretched out his hand and Zhai Zong withdrew and took the loot into his hands. Even for a golden elixir stage demon cultivator, the belongings collected in the storage bag are enough to interest Patriarch Han. However, Ancestor Han was not in a hurry to check the loot. Instead, he immediately landed next to Chen Qingyun, looking slightly relaxed. I have already killed the old demon Xuanian. I am able to defeat the enemy so quickly this time, thanks to fellow Taoist Chen. Your strength is already considered the best among the monks of the Purple Mansion stage. It really opened my eyes to me. You are much stronger than when I was young. Senior has given you too much praise. If it weren't for the senior who acted as the Dinghai Divine Needle to slay the old demon Xuanian, we would not have achieved a complete victory in this battle. Chen Qingyun smiled faintly. He retained the demeanor of Ancestor Han, and saw that the other party still maintained a lively appearance, with no obvious injuries. In this battle, it seemed that it was not difficult for old Ancestor Han to win. Haha, you are very humble, and your character is very good. Ancestor Han smiled and said no more for the time being. He began to ask everyone to clean up the battlefield. Later, he would issue an announcement announcing that all of the demonic cultivators on the island had been eradicated. Soon after, all the corpses of the demon cultivators were placed together, and trophies such as storage bags, magic tools, etc. were also neatly stacked. This attracted a lot of casual cultivators to watch, and they all talked about it, thinking of the battle that broke out in the night sky before. Such a massive battle naturally attracted the attention of many monks. As the number of monks gathered increased. Soon, Patriarch Han issued an announcement, and the news that the demonic cultivator on Giant Island had been eradicated quickly spread to the entire Yishi Island. At the same time, the corpses of these demonic cultivators will be publicly displayed in the next few days, so that the atmosphere on the island can be quickly restored to peace. While counting the trophies, Patriarch Han took out the storage bags of the 3 Zaifu demon cultivators after learning about Chen Qingyun's achievements. Fellow, Taoist Chen has done a great job this time. You should get these 3 storage bags, so just keep them, there may be some good things in them. Ancestor, Han said with a smile. He didn't have the arrogance of a strong giant in person at all, and seemed to be easy to talk to. Okay, then I'll take it. Chen Qingyun did not refuse and accepted the 3 storage bags without hesitation. Seeing this, Han Laozu nodded with satisfaction and changed the subject. Well, now that the demonic troubles on the island have been eradicated, the next step is to restore the market to its former order. Fellow, Taoist Chen, what are your plans for the future? Are you going to set off to return to Lingjian Island immediately, or continue to practice on my Yishi Island for a while? If you want to stay and practice, there are several superior caves in my Beatty Mountain that you can use at will. Thank you for your kindness. Chen Qingyun declined politely. Junior still has important things to do and needs to return to the family. It's better to wait until I have time in the future and come back another day. After returning to Zhenhai Island, I still have to spend time to break through the bottleneck of refining equipment. How can I be comfortable and free at home? Okay, whenever you are free, Yishi Island welcomes you at any time. Han Laozu nodded, no longer forced, and took out a communication talisman and gave it to Chen Qingyun. This is the communication talisman I made. If you have any problems in the future, you can come to me and I will help you to the best of my ability. You have made a great contribution to solving the problem of demon cultivators this time. I am not a heartless person. How about this? If your Chen family wants to open a store here and develop industries in the future, I can give great support. Ancestor Han showed his sincerity. Chapter 328, Light Sleeves. This time Chen Qingyun assisted, which made old Ancestor Han have a good impression of the Chen family and wanted to support the Chen family. Ancestor Han was able to organize an alliance of casual cultivators and was deeply loved and respected by the casual cultivators. It was not just as simple as establishing Yishi Island. His righteous, easygoing, fair, and affectionate style is enough to convince everyone. He is a very charming character. Yishidazong is under construction in Daxing to expand the area of Fangxi. There will be many shops available for sale. If you, the Chen family, are interested, you can seize this opportunity. Ancestor Han told the news. As for those talismans and magic weapons, in fact, monks of his level have no shortage of them in their hands, and they can completely refine them by themselves. Ancestor Han's skill in weapon refining has already reached the 3rd level of high quality. They are all well-known weapon refiners in the Zhenghai, and they are very famous. The magic weapon he refined is considered to be top-notch at the same level. Okay, with this communication talisman, it will be much easier to contact seniors in the future. If the family really wants to open a store and settle on Yishi Island in the future, that would be a good choice. This matter is ultimately decided by the family. Faced with Patriarch Han's kindness, Chen Qingyun certainly would not refuse, and accepted the communication talisman after a few polite words. Really. The Chen family wants to grow and develop in the future. There will definitely not be just one store in Hefang City. We will make our stores bigger and stronger. Open new stores in Zhuxiantu Fang cities in various places, create a chain industry, and expand our sales scope. You can really talk to your family about opening a Fangxi store on Yishi Island. It just so happens that the annual refining of the water and fire talist robes requires the purchase of Liaoyan yarn, which is purchased from Yishi Island. In the future, if a store is opened on Yishi Island, it will undoubtedly be much more convenient to obtain Liaoyan cha. After saying goodbye to Patriarch Han, Chen Qingyun took the Panlong and returned to Zhenhai Island a few days later. In the next more than 2 months, Chen Qingyun was immersed in the comprehension of the third-order formation pattern. Various formation patterns are constantly familiar, engraved, and drawn inferences. Finally, after refining the mountain and sea seal 6 times, one was finally successfully refined. There are a total of 133 formation patterns, engraved continuously in one go. This kind of intensity is a fantasy for a monk in the foundation building stage. There is no such a powerful spiritual thought to maintain it, and the divine soul is even more unbearable. Chen Qingyun, with his cultivation in the late Xifu period and his soul far surpassing that of monks of the same level, successfully stepped into the threshold of the third-level low-grade weapon refiner step by step. With the success of refining the mountain and sea seal, Chen Qingyun made great efforts and began to learn to refining the flame ring sun wheel again. The refining of this second magic weapon came out very quickly, and it was successful after refining it twice in total. A seal of mountains and seas, a sun disk with a ring of flames. Chen Qingyun decided to give these 2 magic weapons to the old patriarch. However, not yet. I obtained a lot of third-level weapon refining materials from Ancestor Han, with 15 types and a total of more than 160 pieces of materials. He plans to refine 1 or 2 more magic weapons for himself. Now, I actually have a lot of magic weapons on my body. There are Aurora Blade, Demon Breaking Shuttle, Han Kai Ring, Danxu Sword and so on. There are several major types: Attack Type, Defense Type, Auxiliary Practice Type, Soul Nourishing Type, Spiritual Type, and True Energy Storage Type. Now, if I want to say that there are still some things that are lacking, there are some. That is a magical weapon in the combat category that can increase body agility or generate resources. Such as boots that increase movement speed. A spiritual water pot that produces spiritual water. Or it may be a god-avoiding shield that can block the consciousness, etc. After careful inspection among the jade slips of the refining inheritance, Chen Qingyun finally decided to refine 2 new magic weapons. Cloud Walking Boots and Fluctuating Sleeves. The Cloud Stepping Boots are an auxiliary magic weapon. After wearing them, they can not only increase the speed of the body by about 20%. It can even have a teleportation-like effect for a short period of time after charging up. This teleportation distance is not fixed and is determined by mana strength. It can move up to a kilometer away in the blink of an eye. Fluctuating Sleeves are attack magic weapons. But unlike flying swords and long knives, its attack method only targets the enemy's magic weapon. It can be used to seize the enemy's magic weapon and put it in your pocket. This magic weapon is even more effective when used in conjunction with the Danxu sword, after cutting off the spiritual connection between the enemy and the magic weapon, and then collecting it with the Fluctuating Sleeves. Gotta practice. In terms of specific materials, there are Cloud Stepping Boots. Fluctuating Sleeves also lack a type of ore called white stone. It's a coincidence that he has an ancient white stone on his body. However, using ancient white stone to refine magic weapons is definitely overkill. In order to get the best deal, you still have to get the white stone first. Where to get the white stone? It's simple. For this reason, Chen Qingyun took out the family communication talisman and contacted Chen Douhai immediately, hoping to obtain the white stone from the white stone vein. Recently, Chen Douhai and Chen Qingfeng were stationed at the Beishi mine to assist the family in mining the mine. Both of them are in the foundation building stage, so stationing at the mineral veins is actually quite leisurely. They usually are either practicing or wandering around to see how the mineral veins are being mined. The task of mining is mainly carried out by mortals. Occasionally, a few monks will serve as team leaders, digging mines and cleaning up the surrounding low-level monsters. After learning about Chen Qingyun's thoughts, Chen Douhai responded and asked him to take a trip to Baihai. On the same day, Chen Qingyun went to the Baihai area and met Chen Douhai. "Qingyun, I haven't seen you for a month or 2, you know how to look at me, an old man. You said you wanted to get some white stones. What did you do with the white stones?" Chen Douhai has almost faded away from being here, and Lu Qingfeng likes to go hunting around and kill monsters, but he doesn't have much time to chat and talk. When he saw Chen Qingyun arriving, He was curious and couldn't help but ask, "Are there any new magic weapons that need to be refined? Your talent for weapon refining is incredible." Chen Daohai was a little envious. Since he successfully established the foundation with blood coagulation Qingguang, he has been unable to improve his cultivation level. He can only practice some sword techniques, body techniques, and 5 elements techniques to improve his combat effectiveness. Recently, in order to pass the time, I even tried to learn how to control beasts to see if I could learn a little bit about it. As a result, I really learned something, and I am already a beast master apprentice. No matter how hard I work, becoming a beast master will not be a big problem. This time we are refining a magic weapon and we need some white stones as raw materials. Chen Qingyun smiled slightly and didn't hide it. Refining magic weapons. When Chen Daohai heard this, his face showed a bit of surprise, and he said with emotion, "Not long ago, I just heard from the clan leader that you were promoted to the 2nd level supreme weapon refiner. It has only been a long time ago. Are you going to challenge the 3rd level weapon refiner? Or have you improved your weapon refining skills and reached the level of a 3rd level weapon refiner?" Chen Daohai looked at Chen Qingyun as if he was looking at some rare treasure. Chapter 329 The 3rd map fragment. I haven't made a breakthrough yet, so I want to try to reach the 3rd level. After chatting with Chen Daohai about the specific refining requirements, Chen Qingyun soon received 10 white stones. The current price of white stones mined is about 300 spirit stones, and the price will fluctuate depending on the size and quality of the white stones. Chen Qingyun occupied 10% of the income from the white stone vein, and can choose to collect the corresponding number of white stones or spirit stones. After obtaining the white stones, Chen Qingyun did not return to Zhenhai Island, but on the island, he used the Qingyun earth core fire to refine the Qingguang sleeve. 3 materials, white stone, phantom gold silk, and star sand, were smelted and then slowly shaped, and then to the final inscription formation link. The first 2 times, due to the unskilled refining techniques, errors occurred during the inscription formation, resulting in unsuccessful refining. The 3rd time, Chen Qingyun learned from experience and finally refined a Qingguang sleeve. This is a light golden sleeve. The shape looks particularly luxurious, noble, and full of the style of a great man. After the ritual, the Qingguang sleeves were put on and superimposed with the water and fire taoist robe on the body, and then hidden. The Qingguang sleeves will only reveal their appearance when they are used. After refining the Qingguang sleeves, the next step is the treading cloud boots. This is very easy to refine, and the difficulty is not high. There are a total of 99 array patterns, which is 21 array patterns less than the Qingguang sleeves. Chen Qingyun succeeded in refining it for the first time. A total of 4 magic weapons were refined, and Chen Qingyun decided to strengthen the Qingguang sleeves and treading cloud boots. The mountain and sea seal and the flame ring sun wheel were given to Chen Xianming. At present, the number of strengthening points on the body is 12 points. If the number of strengthening points is not enough, then decompose the magic tools to make up. Chen Qingyun took out the storage bags of 3 magic cultivators and began to count the harvest inside. There are still quite a lot of things. In terms of spirit stones, there are more than 60,000 pieces in total. There are 6 magic weapons, 3 soul-piercing bone nails, and 3 blood-transforming flying knives. In addition, there are also some talismans, all of which are magic talismans, which can also be used by righteous cultivators, so they can be kept. As for the skills, there is nothing to practice for magic skills, so as not to let oneself fall into the magic path. There is no need to say much about the pills, which are mainly magic pills full of evil spirits, and they can be destroyed directly. Among them, what attracted Chen Qingyun's attention was a broken map, which was old and yellowed, but the contents recorded on it could be clearly seen. This is. It looked familiar, and after picking it up and looking at it for a while, Chen Qingyun's eyes gradually brightened. King Liu Hai treasure map. At this time, The fragment of the map obtained from the magic cultivator storage bag was the King Liuhai map that had already obtained 2 fragments. Chen Qingyun took out the 2 fragments and spliced them with this one to form a larger map. Looking at the position of the map interface, only the last fragment is missing. Even so, if you want to accurately locate the exact location recorded on this map, where in King Liuhai, it is still uncertain. You really have to collect the last fragment. As for where it is, it depends on the opportunity in the future. After putting away the map, Chen Qingyun decomposed the 6 magic weapons, and more than a dozen magic weapons were transformed into strengthening points. Then he strengthened the cloud-stepping boots and the light-shaking sleeves to the top-grade magic weapons, and the power of these 2 magic weapons increased by more than 3 times. For example, before the light-shaking sleeves were strengthened, they could only attack a single magic weapon. Now, they can fight against 4 at the same time. For the cloud-stepping boots, on the basis of the speed being increased to 50%, the farthest teleportation distance has increased from 1,000 meters to 3,000 meters. There are still 1,650 strengthening points left. Chen Qingyun took out the wind spirit wings and strengthened them twice in a row, raising them to the level of a medium-grade magic weapon. At this point, there are 138 strengthening points left. Chen Qingyun stopped and set off to fly directly to Lingjian Island, handing over the 2 magic weapons to Chen Xianming. Looking at the mountain and sea seal and the flame-ring sun wheel in front of him, Chen Xianming was excited and couldn't help asking, "Qingyun, you gave me a magic weapon. Have you been promoted to a 3rd-level refiner?" Chen Xianming's face was full of expectation. He had long wanted to see a 3rd-level refiner in his family. In the Xinghai cultivation world, the status of a 3rd-level refiner is far superior to that of a purple mansion cultivator. No matter where they are placed, they are popular and will be actively recognized and recruited by major forces. In order to attract 3rd-level refiners to cooperate and join the sect, Lingbao Mountain also established the position of refiner elder to attract 3rd-level refiners in Xinghai to make friends with Lingbao Mountain. Fortunately, I have fulfilled my mission and broken through to the 3rd level. Ha ha ha, good, good. Chen Xianming clapped his hands excitedly, his face full of smiles. The first 3rd-level weapon refiner has finally been born in my Chen family. At Chen Qingyun's insistence, Chen Xianming accepted the mountain and sea seal and the flame-ring sun wheel, and told Chen Qingyun a good news. The fiery sky sword he practiced had been successfully promoted 2 days ago and became a magic weapon. At present, with 3 magic weapons in hand, the combat effectiveness will be greatly improved. You came back at the right time this time. I have refined a lot of demon pills recently. I feel that my cultivation has reached a bottleneck and I need to retreat for a while. If you are free in the next 1 or 2 months, can you stay in the family for a while? Hearing this, Chen Qingyun looked slightly happy and said, "Are you going to impact the middle stage of the Purple Mansion?" Haha, not bad. Okay. Chen Qingyun nodded. The old patriarch has worked hard for the family for many years. Now he is in seclusion to break through the bottleneck. What he is most worried about is who will guard the family land after the seclusion. There are several foundation building cultivators in the family. But none of them are as reassuring as Chen Qingyun's garrison. After agreeing to temporarily replace Chen Xianming and guard Lingjian Island, Chen Qingyun told Chen Xianming about his previous assistance to Han Liuzhou on Yishi Island. He mentioned 2 things in particular. One is to guard against the attack of the demon cultivators on Jian Island on Zhenhai Island. The other thing is that the family can open a market shop on Yishi Island. Your worry is not unreasonable. After listening, the old patriarch thought deeply and said, "You, King Luan, and Qingyun have lived on Zhenhai Island for many years. You are the hope of the family, so you can't make any mistakes. It's time to update and strengthen the defense of Zhenhai Island. Don't worry about it. I will discuss a countermeasure for you today. At least I will do my best to strengthen the defense of Zhenhai Island." For the defense of Zhenhai Island, The third level formation cannot be arranged temporarily. There is no spiritual vein on the island to maintain it. We can only start with the second level formation. Both of them thought of this, and Chen Xianming thought of a countermeasure. Perhaps it's time to create a spiritual vein on Zhenhai Island. Not bad. Chen Qingyun nodded after hearing this. Yes. As the second clan land, Zhenhai Island must plan ahead and build spiritual veins for the long-term development of the island in the future. The main focus of Psychedelic Island is farming now. In terms of value, it is far inferior to Zhenhai Island. If Zhenhai Island wants to develop for a long time in the future, it must maintain the spiritual vein. And it costs a lot to create a spiritual vein. In the Zhenhai cultivation world, there are two common methods to create artificial spiritual veins. Chapter 330 Dry Water Hidden Sea Formation. One way to create artificial spiritual veins is to bury 100,000 spiritual stones underground. Or the spiritual beings of heaven and earth with extremely strong aura and containing majestic spiritual energy can nourish the earth and give birth to spiritual veins. The second option is to purchase the Spirit Creation Formation. The Spirit Creation Array is different from the Spirit Gathering Array and the Spirit Gathering Array. It is specially designed for nurturing spiritual veins and has a very single effect. This formation is not as popular as the previous two formations. Because there are few monks or families willing to spend huge sums of money to create a spiritual vein. It would be better to directly find a spiritual vein, then establish a family and maintain the reality of one's own cultivation. Spirit creating formations are basically something that only large forces can afford, and one easily requires 90,000 spirit stones. In terms of cost, the two methods cost about the same. The difference is in terms of time. It is easier to directly use 100,000 spiritual stones to breed the earth, and the birth of spiritual veins will not take long, only 2 or 3 years. The spirit creating formation takes a longer time, at least 5 years, to create a first-order low-grade spiritual vein. Obviously, using the spirit creation formation costs less spirit stones, but it takes 1 or 2 more years. But whether it is 100,000 spirit stones or purchasing a spirit creation array, can the Chen family come up with so many spirit stones at once? No way. For Chen Qingyun, it is obviously not cost-effective to ask him to pay for his spiritual veins out of his own pocket. Today's cultivation requires more and more resources. You should not smash the spiritual stones on your body into your spiritual veins. Therefore, Chen Xianming finally decided that the money for creating the spiritual veins had to be paid by the family. This was a matter of family resources. Of course, Chen Qingyun cannot be left to support it alone. The specific time for creating spiritual veins will definitely not work this year. It's not too late to wait until you have mined the Beishi vein for a while and earned some spiritual stones. The two chatted for a while on the topic of creating spiritual veins, and came up with the idea of working hard to save money. Clan leader, my idea about strengthening the defense of Zhenhai Island is actually to give the family a warning first so that they can beware of the demonic cultivators of Jian Island. If it's just the Purple Mansion stage and the Foundation Establishment stage demon cultivators attack, it's not a problem, I can solve it. Chen Qingyun said solemnly. With Jiuyu and other puppets nearby, there is no need to worry about the attack of the Xifu period demon cultivator. What we should be afraid of are the demon cultivators at the golden core stage. An opponent of this level would definitely not be able to resist with just 1 or 2 second level and third level formations. At least a 4th level formation needs to be deployed. It is difficult to buy the finished product of the 4th level formation on the market. The price often starts at 100,000 spiritual stones. The layout requirements also require at least 3rd level spiritual veins to maintain, otherwise there is no need to discuss. Even if Zhenhai Island starts to create spiritual veins from now on, the first order spiritual veins that are born will still not meet the requirements for deploying 4th order formations. This matter is really helpless. If it weren't for the existence of hematite and ground fire on Zhenhai Island, we could have chosen Psychedelic Island as the second clan's land to develop. Chen Xianming smiled bitterly. As Chen Qingyun said, when it comes to Zhenhai Island now, It is necessary to take a shot of vaccination first and be mentally prepared in advance. In a short period of time, according to the capabilities of the Chen family, it is not possible to deploy 3rd level and 4th level formations on the island. You can only take one step at a time. Okay, I will think more about this matter, you don't need to worry about it. Let's talk about the second thing now, which is about the store opening on Yishi Island. Your proposal is very good and I think it is feasible. Since Patriarch Han informed us of the expansion of Fang City, he is allowing us to set foot on Yishi Island and open a store there. Chen Xianming nodded directly without thinking too much. Tonight, I will summon several senior members of the clan to discuss this matter. It would be better to start as early as possible. Night. Chen Xianming summoned Chen Dalin, Chen Daoran, Chen Qingyun and others to discuss matters related to Fangxi shops and Xinhai Island. After more than 2 hours of discussion, everyone finally decided to open a new store on Yishi Island. In terms of manpower, Chen Qingyun can be sent to manage it. It is worth mentioning that Chen Qingyun and Chen Qingyun have been stationed in Lingsai County together for many years and rarely return to their clan areas. More than 2 months ago, in order to mobilize family manpower, Chen Xianming ordered a set of 2nd level mid-level for Elephant White Tiger formation from the Zhang family. This formation will be deployed in Lingsai County in the next few days. The Zhang family has now dispatched 2 monks, the Renzin generation and the Wenjin generation, to join forces with the Chen family to garrison in Lingsai County. As for Zhenhai Island, due to the existence of the Spirit Gathering formation on the island, at most another 2nd level formation can be deployed. This time, they decided to add another formation. However, this formation is neither a defensive formation nor an attack formation, but a hidden formation. The purpose of arranging this new formation is to cover up the existence of Zhenhai Island. From the root cause, the demon cultivator of Jian Island cannot find the location of Zhenhai Island. Since the 2nd level and 3rd level attack and defense formations cannot withstand the invasion of Jian monks. Zhenhai Island does not yet have the hard conditions to deploy a 4th order formation. Then the best way is to hide the location coordinates of Zhenhai Island. I will have to talk to the Zhang family later about which formation it is. After the discussion came out, Chen Xianming announced another thing. He will be in retreat in the near future, which may take as little as 10 days or as long as 2 months. During the retreat, Chen Qingyun will stay on Lingjian Island until he comes out. Upon learning that the old patriarch is going to impact the middle stage of the Purple Mansion, Chen Daohai and others are so happy that they can't wait to retreat. The retreat date is set to be 3 days later. On the 2nd day, Chen Xianming personally went to the Zhang family and talked about the need to make a hidden formation. After more than a day of screening, a 2nd level top-grade formation was finally determined. Dry water hidden sea formation. The effect of this formation is to integrate an island with the surrounding sea area, shielding the spiritual consciousness of the cultivators, so that the entire island is like evaporating from the world, hiding in the sea. Ordinary giant and cultivators, with their spiritual consciousness exploration, cannot find the existence of this formation. It is a very powerful formation. The only effect is this one, which has neither offensive power nor defensive power. It is good to be practical, which is what the Chen family wants. The price is very affordable. 4,830 spirit stones. The estimated delivery time of the formation is about 3 months. The Zhang family has a small stock of the god-avoiding stones needed to make the formation, only more than 30 pieces. And it will take time to purchase about 50 pieces. And this god-avoiding stone is only available in the Yunnan market in the Outer Sea all year round. After returning to Lingjian Island, Chen Xianming entered the retreat room. Chen Qingyun began to stay on Lingjian Island, paying attention to the development of various resources of the family and the improvement of the cultivation of the clan members. For this, he also learned a good news worth being happy about. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 331 Blue Sky Fire. Chen Dalin's alchemy attainments have been improved recently and have reached the second level middle grade level. In addition, Chen Nianwai's talisman making attainments have also been improved and have reached the first level middle grade level. Under Chen Xianming's arrangement, she began to produce many first level middle grade talismans for the family. While the family was thriving, Chen Qingyun's own practice did not fall behind. After practicing for more than 10 days. On this day, Chen Qingyun practiced the Shenting Dragon Elephant Sutra to the first level and successfully condensed a ray of Dragon Elephant power in the Shenting Acupoint. This ray of Dragon Elephant power, about the size of a chopstick, can be used at will and turned into a flying needle to attack the opponent's soul. In itself, because the technique has reached the first level. Chen Qingyun's soul strength has been improved and has surpassed the peak cultivator of the Purple Mansion. There is only a short distance to the Golden Core stage. For subsequent practice, you only need to continue to absorb the morning sun purple air every day and continue to improve the technique. In the early morning of this period, after Chen Qingyun finished practicing the Shenting Longxiangjing, he spent the rest of the time practicing the Taiku Zhuxiantu and Zhuanyangju. Of these two techniques, the former replaced the Liuo Yejinju as the main technique. This technique is of fire attribute. After practicing for several months, Chen Qingyun has successfully refined the technique to the late stage of the first level. This technique has a total of 4 levels. After reaching the first level, Chen Qingyun can turn the true essence in his body into purple fire, perform various flame attacks, and condense many kinds of flame dharma. From the perspective of realm, this technique also has the function of helping to break through bottlenecks, and can improve the cultivation of the Purple Mansion period through accumulated practice. In addition, the Zhuanyangju is mainly based on magic. Among the many magics, Chen Qingyun has mastered the Qi-looking technique and the Sea-breaking slash. The Qi-looking technique is a deduction technique, which is different from the ordinary version that can look at the luck and divination. For cultivators, it is often used to speculate the advantages and disadvantages of terrain, whether there is an opportunity, and even to explore the approximate spiritual root qualifications, etc., and the range of wonderful uses is very wide. Chen Qingyun used the Zanzan Qi technique to find the center of the spiritual vein of Linjian Island at a glance, and could see the heart of the spiritual vein. Even the hidden formation nodes on the island can be seen clearly. Another sea-breaking slash is an attack move. With a full-strength attack, it can reach the peak level of the Purple Mansion. The only drawback is that it consumes too much mana. According to the purity of Chen Qingyun's mana, plus the Qinglian Yangshan platform, it can only be performed 3 times at most. These are actually just small achievements. What Chen Qingyun is most concerned about is the spiritual fire fusing method recorded in Zhuanyangju. According to the record, this method can fuse 2 or more spiritual fires, so as to take the best of them and give birth to a new type of spiritual fire. How effective is this method? Few people in the world of immortal cultivation can try it. After all, it is a great opportunity to encounter and subdue a spiritual fire, a natural treasure. It is a rare opportunity. To subdue 2 spiritual fires is a blessing that has been cultivated for hundreds of generations. How many people can try to fuse spiritual fires? Fuse spiritual fires. Chen Qingyun's eyes were full of brilliance. He was very interested in this method of fusing spiritual fires and had been eager to try it. What kind of new spiritual fire will be born after fusing the 2 spiritual fires, Qingyun Earth Core Fire and Ganyu Ice Fire, which are hot and cold? With anticipation. Chen Qingyun raised his hands. With a thought. 2 spiritual fires appeared on his left and right hands respectively. The left one is Qingyun Earth Core Fire. The right one is Ganyu Ice Fire. A touch of green. A touch of ice blue. Under the reflection of the 2 kinds of fire. Chen Qingyun sat cross-legged on the bed and began to fuse the spiritual fire according to the method of fusing spiritual fires recorded in Zhuanyangju. The fusion process does not require any external objects. The most important thing is to use the fusion method called the 5 elements technique in the spiritual fire fusion method. This method is the top priority and also a neutralizer. The 5 elements technique must be based on the cultivator's divine consciousness. Based on the principle of the mutual generation and mutual restraint of the 5 elements, the fire attribute power is controlled to achieve the effect of fusing the spiritual fire. And the use of the 5 elements technique is extremely challenging for the strength of the cultivator's divine consciousness. This is exactly where Chen Qingyun's advantage lies. There are 2 kinds of spiritual fire, and the divine consciousness has been improved recently. There is nothing to hesitate at the moment. Chen Qingyun's heart is as calm as water, and he is immersed in the fusion of spiritual fire. Time passes bit by bit, and the 2 completely different flames slowly merge. The whole fusion process is a natural result. Rely on the 5 elements technique to continuously neutralize the power of the 2 spiritual fires to avoid attribute conflicts. The conflict between the fire attributes is actually not big. Not long after, the 2 spiritual fires completely merged, giving birth to a turquoise flame that slowly burned in front of him. The fusion was successful. Feeling the explosive power contained in the new spiritual fire, as if it contained the power to destroy the world, Chen Qingyun showed a satisfied smile. With a thought, the new spiritual fire in front of him was full of spirituality, turning into a firebird, spreading its wings and flying around him, very lively and agile. Compared with the previous Qingyun Earth Core Fire and Ganyu Ice Fire, the difference is that the power it contains is equal to the sum of the 2 spiritual fires. What's more difficult is that he has the power of ice and fire. Combining the heat of Qingyun Earth Core Fire and the coldness of Ganyu Ice Fire. And, on this basis, other spiritual fires can be fused to enhance the power. You are formed by the fusion of Qingyun Earth Core Fire and Ganyu Ice Fire, and the flame is turquoise. Looking at the blue flame bird flying around, lifelike and majestic, Chen Qingyun smiled. Why not call you Qinyu Sky Fire? At the same time. After the birth of Qinyu Sky Fire. Linksai Island. Chen Qingyun received a message from the family and learned that the family would open a market shop on Yishi Island in the next 6 months. After being summoned, he began to pack his luggage. After packing up, he went to Chen Qingyun's residence and prepared to work together to complete another important task. Eliminate the demon snake. Yesterday, the Zhang family monks stationed on the island came to report. In their family, there were several mortals who went out to collect firewood. They were attacked by demon snakes in a mountain called Yanu Mountain in the south of Linksai Island. After learning about this sudden incident, Zhang family monk Zhang Renju immediately set off to check. It was discovered that there were more than one demon snake, and its strength was far beyond that of ordinary snakes, far beyond the ability of ordinary people to deal with. Zhang Renju is an old generation cultivator of the Zhang family, in his 60s. With a 4th level qi refining cultivation, and a sophisticated person. According to him, after investigating the traces of the demon beasts, he saw a 7th level qi refining demon snake, which was not easy to deal with. This made Zhang Renju dare not act rashly, and he could only try to suppress his mind and explain the matter to Chen Qingyun and others first to see if they should join forces. Chapter 332 Ice Crystal Silver Python. After all, Linksai Island is one of the habitats of the mortals of the Chen and Zhang families. It needs to be protected by both families. The Chen family must also pay attention to the incident of the demon snake injuring people on the island, so how could they stay out of it? Chen Qingyun and Chen Qingyun learned about this and decided to go to check it out together with Zhang Renju and another Zhang family cultivator Zhang Wenshan. Today. The 2 families gathered and flew towards the south of Linksai Island with flying swords. Linksai Island covers an area of about 30 miles in radius, surrounded by mountains on the east, west and south. Linksai County was established in the hills and plains in the north. It has terrain surrounded by mountains on 3 sides and can well resist the attacks of typhoons and huge waves at sea. According to the previous intelligence, they came to Yanu Mountain where the demon snake showed its traces. Yanu Mountain covers a small area and is close to the coastline. There are many dense vegetation growing on the mountain. The environment seems quiet and extremely quiet. Because of the steep terrain and jagged rocks, the area is always covered by poisonous miasma. This makes the mortals on the island only dare to move around the periphery of Yanu Mountain, unwilling to step into the depths, and will stay away from it. When they arrived here, the four of them carefully explored and indeed found many snake paths, each of which was close to the size of a bucket. There are so many snake paths, it seems that there are really demon snakes here. We have lived on the island for more than 10 years, and we have only now discovered that demon snakes are breeding here. Looking at the snake paths on the ground, Zhang Wenshan's expression changed slightly, revealing a solemn look. Okay, let's find their traces first and clean them up properly. Chen Qingyun raised his eyebrows slightly and spoke slowly. These snake paths are of uniform size and look like they were left by large pythons. Everyone, our next action must be based on safety. Once we encounter a crisis that is difficult to resolve, we must evacuate as soon as possible. Okay. Chen Qingyun and the other two nodded. The four walked along the snake path, went deep into Yanu Mountain, and soon found the traces of the python. It was a silvery white, bucket-thick, 4-foot-long silver giant python, with a terrifying appearance and a pair of cold and scarlet snake pupils. The most striking thing was that the snake scales on their bodies were crystal clear, emitting wisps of cold air, like condensed ice crystals. Under the sunlight, these ice crystal scales reflected brilliant light, which was quite beautiful. What kind of python is this? Seeing the demon snake appear, Zhang Wenshan showed a vigilant look. The last time I saw this kind of demon snake, I don't know what it is. Zhang Renju responded first, subconsciously putting his palm on the storage bag, ready to attack at any time. It's an ice crystal silver python. Chen Qingyun's pupils shrank, and he recognized the origin of this silver-white python at a glance. The ice crystal silver python is a first-level demon beast, which can grow to the 8th level of chi refining at most. The body length of an adult ice crystal silver python can reach 5 to 6 feet. Its scales and snake skin can be used to make magic tools, and its gallbladder can be used to make elixirs. Their hunting method is somewhat similar to that of ordinary pythons. The only difference is that they will first spit out ice air from their mouths to freeze their prey, and then wrap and strangle it. It must be said that monsters like ice crystal silver pythons are enough to pose a fatal threat to mortals. Even if a chi refining cultivator encounters one, he must deal with it with caution and not be careless at all. After discovering the trace of an ice crystal silver python, the four people looked at each other, and immediately each of them sacrificed their magic tools and launched a unified attack. The strength of this ice crystal silver python is still at the 3rd level of chi refining. It was attacked by Chen Qingyun and the other four people. After sensing the danger, it instinctively avoided Zhang Renju's blade and Zhang Wenshan's long halberd. The next moment, it was covered by a large net. This is the thunder and fire net cast by Chen Qingyun. After covering the body of the ice crystal silver python, it made a crackling sound. Facing the attack of such a first-class magic weapon, the ice crystal silver python could not resist it at all. It roared and struggled but could not break free from the restraints. Soon it turned into a pile of mincemeat under the contraction of the big net. Just killing one ice crystal silver python, the four people did not relax their vigilance. Because judging from the snake path on the ground, there must be more than one python here. Moreover, the ice crystal silver python and the late stage of chi refining that Zhang Renju encountered before had not appeared at this time. Chen Qingyun quickly cleaned up the demon pills, snake gallbladders, snake skins, and scales on the ground, put them away, and continued to lead the three people forward. Following the snake path, they walked for a few miles, and thick white fog gradually appeared in the mountains. When they got closer, they found that it was a poisonous miasma filled with toxins. A slight contact would make the cultivator dizzy and physically exhausted. The four of them were well prepared. They each took out the detoxification pill and swallowed it, and then they began to be immune to the erosion of the surrounding poisonous miasma. The existence of poisonous miasma can easily obscure people's vision. Even if the Qi refining cultivators use their eyesight to the fullest, they can only see the scene more than 20 meters away at most. Fortunately, there is the snake path, so they will not get lost. Continuing to move forward steadily along the snake path, they encountered an ice crystal silver python again and killed it easily together. In this way, the four of them continued to go deeper into Yanu Mountain while keeping vigilant. As more and more ice crystal silver pythons were killed, reaching 16, they arrived at the end of the snake path, and a huge snake nest gradually came into view. The snake nest was built on a cliff, and the entrance was dark, like a beast opening its huge mouth to choose a person to eat. After discovering the location of the snake's nest, the four of them stopped temporarily and discussed the next countermeasures. It is definitely not advisable to go in blindly. At least before taking action, find out what's going on inside, how many demonic snakes there are and what their strength is. Don't be reckless. If we all fall in and anger the demonic snake here, who will protect the mortals on the island in a short time? Chen Qingyun signaled the three of them to recharge their batteries and find a way to explore inside. After a brief discussion, Chen Qingyun took out a magic weapon. This object is called a bell, and it can cover up to 2 people. How about this? I'll go in and investigate first. After I find out the situation, I will decide whether to take action. Length-shaped clock. Is this thing reliable? How about I go in with you? Chen Qingyun said with some worry. Don't worry. Chen Qingyun smiled slightly. Well, my cultivation is at the 5th level of Qi refining, second only to yours. I will go in with you to have a look. Zhang Renju said. That's fine. Chen Qingyun no longer refused, and immediately launched the effect of the constricting bell, including himself and Zhang Renju under the covering effect. Chen Qingyun and Zhang Wenshan on the side saw their figures disappear along with the bell, as if they had evaporated from the world. As long as you don't pay close attention, you really can't find their existence. Chen Qingyun did not waste any time, and while using the Lianxing bell, he led Zhang Renju deep into the snake's nest. Soon, they saw traces of the ice crystal silver python. Chapter 333 Mo Ling and number 039:S innate magical power. Just a glance, you can clearly see that the number of ice crystal silver pythons in the snake nest has reached at least more than 50. This made both of them gasp. Hiss, so many ice crystal silver pythons. It is hard to imagine that there are so many first-level pythons living on Lingsai Island, and they have only been discovered now. If the other party continues to hide, in a few decades, they will evolve into a climate, and the number of reproduction will be even larger. When that time comes, they will not be satisfied with feeding on wild beasts, and will definitely set their sights on the mortals on the island. This is a big hidden danger. Fellow Taoist Zhang, when did these pythons appear and where did they come from? We don't know yet. But the most urgent task now is to expel or clean them up as soon as possible. We must not let any of them stay on the island and endanger the lives of mortals from our 2 families. Chen Qingyun raised his eyebrows slightly and communicated in the form of voice transmission, and did not forget to hide his figure and observe the situation in the snake nest. Since Qi refining cultivators do not have spiritual awareness, they cannot detect the specific strength of this group of ice crystal silver pythons. With their eyesight alone, in addition to the demon snakes, they also found 6 snake eggs. Well, this matter is not trivial. With so many ice crystal silver pythons gathered, there must be a snake king among them, and I am afraid that the strength will reach the foundation building stage. Hey, with only the strength of the 4 of us, I am afraid it is not enough to deal with it. Forcibly attacking will only alert the snakes. Zhang Renju showed a fearful look, thinking of the introduction of ice crystal silver pythons. Such demon snakes are generally difficult to evolve into second-level demon beasts. From the 17 ice crystal silver pythons killed along the way, it can be known that none of them exceeded the 5th level of Qi refining. But the ice crystal silver python king is different. At least it has the strength of the late stage of Qi refining. After years and months, and swallowing some natural treasures, it is not impossible to evolve to the second level. According to the strength of the four of them, the highest one is only the sixth level of Qi refining. How can they deal with these demon snakes? Both of them thought of this and did not dare to act rashly. They continued to pay attention to the movements of the ice crystal silver pythons. They stayed here carefully for about an incense stick of time and confirmed the number of pythons before they quietly retreated. What's the situation? Seeing Chen Qingyun and the other two come out and show their figures, Chen Qingyun hurriedly asked. It's not advisable to stay here for a long time. Let's talk about it when we go back. Chen Qingyun looked solemn and called the three people to leave. They quickly left here and returned along the original route. Not long after the four people left together, two small lanterns suddenly lit up in a dark corner in the snake nest. A larger silver-white python covered with ice crystal scales opened its eyes, with a cold light in its eyes, and slowly scanned the surroundings. The originally cold temperature became even colder at this moment. There was even fine frost condensing on the rock wall. After returning to Lingsai County, Chen Qingyun and the other three informed their families of the discovery of the ice crystal silver python in Yanu Mountain. Linjian Island. After Chen Qingyun obtained the Qinyu sky fire and mastered it to perfection, the Moling in the Blessed Land Pearl moved. The little guy woke up. Chen Qingyun entered the Blessed Land Pearl and saw a huge black eagle soaring in the sky, making a loud cry that shook the sky. Looking closely, the black eagle hovering in the sky, who else could it be but Mo Ling? Mo Ling. Chen Qingyun smiled and greeted him. When Mo Ling in the air heard the call, he immediately slowed down, swung a pair of wide wings, and landed directly beside Chen Qingyun. Looking at Mo Ling again at this time, he saw that its size had increased a lot, and it was already several steps taller than Chen Qingyun, and its body size had reached at least 2 meters. Not only that, there was a faint flow of thunder in its body, which looked majestic and contained the power of thunder from heaven and earth. Quite extraordinary. You have grown up so much. Mo Ling was still so clingy, restraining the thunder on his body, lowering his body, tilting his big head, and rubbing Chen Qingyun's face intimately, which made him feel furry. Chen Qingyun reached out and touched its big head. After a closer look, he saw that the golden feathers on Mo Ling's head became more brilliant, with some purple. This purple gold feather looked more extraordinary than the original single golden feather. Paying attention to Mo Ling's strength again, he had already reached the peak level of foundation building from the original middle stage of foundation building. More importantly, from the induction of mind, Chen Qingyun learned that the thunder and lightning that appeared on Mo Ling's body before was related to a kind of innate magical power that was awakened. This innate magical power, called Thunderous 10,000 Powers, can exert the power of thunder to bombard the opponent, containing the power of heavenly thunder. The Wind and Thunder Eagle does not have such innate magical powers, which once again proves that Mo Ling is definitely not from the Wind and Thunder Eagle clan, and must be from a great background. At this moment, Chen Qingyun couldn't help but smile. In just a few months, Mo Ling was able to break through 2 small realms in succession. That ancient white stone is so powerful, it's like picking up a treasure. Chen Qingyun couldn't help but take out the ancient white stone while feeling emotional. Looking into the ancient white stone, he saw that the soul of the red dragon had changed from red to snow white in the past few days. What's going on? Is the red dragon going to evolve? While Chen Qingyun was reading in detail, Mo Ling also looked at the ancient white stone with interest. The difference is that this time, it did not absorb the good fortune in it again. For it, after absorbing this good fortune once, even if it absorbs it again, the effect will be invalid. It is better to leave more for the master. After looking at the ancient white stone for a while, just as he was about to put it away, a communication talisman on Chen Qingyun's body rang. He put away the ancient white stone and took out the communication talisman. It was found that it was the one that Chen Xianming had specially transferred before his retreat, which was used for communication between family cultivators. On Linjian Island, since Chen Xianming was still in retreat. Therefore, The news sent back by Chen Qingyun was passed to Chen Qingyun at the first time. After learning the content of the communication, there was a demon snake wounding incident on Lingsai Island, and Chen Qingyun attached great importance to it. His parents and many mortals of the Chen family all lived there, and there was no room for any mistakes. Since he promised Chen Xianming to stay on Lingjian Island, Chen Qingyun was not ready to leave Lingjian Island easily. He summoned Chen Daoran, Chen Dalin, Chen Qingyun and others at the first time. Although Chen Qingfeng is still in the clan and has improved his cultivation and reached the middle stage of foundation building. But according to the rules of Xingzong, he was summoned by Xingzong in the past few days and was ready to return to Xingzong and would not stay in the clan any longer. Chen Qingyun did not disturb him for this reason. As the summons were issued, several foundation building cultivators of the clan gathered together, talked about the incident of the monster snake in Yanu Mountain injuring people, and began to discuss countermeasures. Chapter 334, Spiritual Pets Go Out. For the first to second level Ice Crystal Silver Python, you don't need to trouble me, sixth brother, to take care of it. I will handle it this time. After learning the reason, Chen Qingyun volunteered. The appearance of this ice crystal silver python is both a hidden danger and an opportunity. Not to mention that you can obtain demon pills and accumulate cultivation resources after killing it. More importantly, the ice crystal silver python can be said to be full of treasures. Whether it is for refining tools, refining pills, or selling blood and flesh, it has considerable value. The most important point is that according to the news sent back by Chen Qingyun, several snake eggs were found in the snake nest. This means that as long as these snake eggs are obtained, even if they are not sold, they can be tried to hatch them and cultivate them into family spirit beasts. The Chen family is currently cultivating only water seahorses. If there are a few more ice crystal silver pythons for cultivation, who would dislike it? In a short period of time, there are not many family cultivators. Then we can try to cultivate some spiritual beasts to increase the family's heritage, enhance strength, and play a role in protecting the clan. This time we go to Lingsai Island. Clearing the demon snakes is only one of them, and bringing back snake eggs is also the top priority. It's better to send more people. Chen Qingyun thought carefully and suggested, it's easy for a foundation building cultivator to deal with the ice crystal silver python king. Besides, there are more than 60 demon snakes around. I think this way, send another foundation building cultivator. In addition, I'll let Mo Ling go with you, so that you can take care of it. When he heard Mo Ling, Chen Qingyun was a little worried about the little guy's strength, and couldn't help asking, send Mo Ling with you, its strength. It doesn't matter, it has reached the peak of the foundation building period. It is enough to protect itself against those demon snakes, and it won't drag its feet. Chen Qingyun smiled slightly. Knowing that Mo Ling's strength advanced rapidly and reached the peak of the foundation building period, Chen Qingyun opened his mouth and couldn't help but take a breath of cold air. The peak of the foundation building period. The rest of Chen Dalin, Chen Qingyun and others also looked at each other, unable to hide the shock on their faces. A spiritual pet at the peak of the foundation building period. This little guy Mo Ling, this. Is this still a wind and thunder eagle? It must not be. Whose wind and thunder eagle can grow to the peak of the foundation building period? Since it is not a wind and thunder eagle, what kind of spiritual beast is Mo Ling? When several people had this doubt, Chen Qingyun's words continued to come. Mo Ling will go with you. This matter is settled. I have to stay in Lingjian Island. You all understand. In addition, the Zhang family will definitely not sit idly by, and will definitely send cultivators to assist. We can contact the Zhang family after confirming the manpower. I agree. As soon as Chen Qingyun finished speaking, Chen Dalin nodded. Okay. Let's do as you say, Qingyun. Reliable. I agree too. The others also nodded. The discussion lasted only a cup of tea, and the candidates were finally determined. Chen Qingyun and Chen Dalin were dispatched, and Mo Ling was brought with them to Lingsai Island to assist Chen Qingyun and others. After the family meeting, They were about to contact the Zhang family, and the message from the Zhang family came first. The message stated that the Zhang family would send Zhang Tianchen to lead the 3 qi refining cultivators to Lingsai Island. Zhang Tianchen was the 4th elder of the Zhang family, with a mid-stage foundation building cultivation. He once led Zhang Wenhui and others to participate in the Zaifu banquet held by the Chen family and the Zhuxian building. Chen Qingyun and others had some impression of Zhang Tianchen, a very stable person. The 2 families exchanged a few words, and after finalizing the personnel, they arrived at Lingsai Island together 3 days later. When they gathered at Lingsai Island, the 2 sides had a small discussion to discuss the strategy of action. It is worth mentioning that among the qi refining cultivators brought by the Zhang family this time, there are 2 familiar faces. One is Zhang Rin and the other is Zhang Wenhui. When she learned that she would cooperate with the Chen family to jointly clean up the demon snake, Zhang Wenhui took the initiative to speak up and wanted to join the action. After she came, she looked a little sad when she saw that there was no one she wanted to see in the Chen family team. She couldn't help but lower her head and sighed a few times. Seeing Zhang Wenhui also coming and showing a strange look on her face, Chen Qingyun was very observant and understood the girl's mind best, so he smiled and said, "Sister Wenhui, it's been several months since we last parted. This mission does not require the participation of Purple Mansion cultivators. Qingyun has something important to do, so he stayed in the clan." Chen Dalan didn't understand the girl's thoughts, but when he heard Qingyun specifically mention Qingyun, and looked at Zhang Wenhui's expression, he could see the situation here. So, he smiled and looked at Zhang Wenhui and said, "Friend Wenhui, our Chen family needs some formations recently. If you are free, you may as well come and sit with us. You are familiar with Qingyun, and we haven't seen each other for a long time." The meaning of these words is obviously to tell Zhang Wenhui that the opportunity is here. If you want to see Chen Qingyun, you have to hurry up recently, otherwise you will be abducted by others. In fact, whether it is from the perspective of Chen Dalan or Chen Qingyun. Between Liu Zilin and Zhang Wenhui, they hope that Chen Qingyun can be a pair with Zhang Wenhui to consolidate the relationship between the Chen and Zhang families. They are not familiar with Liu Zilin, but if they want to find fault, she is Zhu Yurong's disciple and a Purple Mansion cultivator. If Zhang Wenhui didn't work hard, it would be very difficult to catch Chen Qingyun. Zhang Wenhui was smart. Her cheeks turned red when she heard this. She nodded slightly and said, "Well, okay." Seeing this, the monks from the Chen family and the Zhang family looked at each other and smiled, without any intention of teasing Zhang Wenhui, and then got down to business. Among them, regarding the existence of Mo Ling, monks from the Chen family were surrounded by such a majestic spiritual beast, so they asked out of curiosity. When they learned that this was the spiritual beast belonging to Chen Qingyun, everyone in the Zhang family showed interest. The spiritual beast of Chen family Kailanzi is a spiritual bird. What kind of strength is it? What is the bloodline level? If I'm not mistaken, this seems to be a thunder eagle. A Zhang family monk said, "This person's name is Zhang Wenqiang. He is at the 7th level of qi refining. He knows a little bit about how to control beasts, and he knows many kinds of spiritual beasts." "No way, it's not." Before Mo Ling could refute, "I'm not a thunder eagle," Zhang Wenhui spoke first, with a pouty look. "Whose Fengling looks like this?" "This is not Fengling." Zhang Wenqiang showed doubts and asked, "If it's not the wind and thunder eagle, what kind of spiritual beast is this?" This question really stunned Zhang Wenhui. I don't know, but it's definitely not the thunder eagle." As for what kind of spiritual beast Mo Ling is, everyone curiously discussed it for a few words, but no one could explain it. Then, he simply changed the topic and talked about this hands-on plan. They will take Mo Ling with them and start taking action as soon as possible. The discussion lasted only a cup of tea, and that night they decided to send out manpower. Chapter 335 Thunder Slays Demon. Led by Chen Dalan, there were 3 foundation-building cultivators, including Qingguang, Qinggu, Zhang Renju, and Zhang Wenshan, 7 qi refining cultivators. In addition to Mo Ling, They went to take a look together. 10 people and a spirit beast launched an overnight operation and directly raided the snake nest. In terms of combat power, the 3 foundation building cultivators directly crushed the group of demon snakes. At the moment the battle started, Chen Qingyun used the Sea of Fire technique, illuminating the entire dark snake nest. Chen Qingyun and Mo Ling showed their skills and killed the Ice Crystal Silver Python King together. Just a face-to-face, the strength of this Snake King was revealed, in the middle stage of foundation building. With such strength, Chen Qingyun can fight alone. Not to mention Mo Ling, it is the strongest in the field. It cried out excitedly a few times, scaring the Ice Crystal Silver Python in the nest to scatter and panic, feeling the suppression from its natural enemies from the bottom of its heart. Then, Mo Ling spread his wings, soared in the wide nest, stretched out a pair of sharp claws, and grabbed the Ice Crystal Silver Python King fiercely. From the perspective of race, Mo Ling can restrain snakes and is the natural enemy of the Ice Crystal Silver Python. With just such a simple predation and grabbing action, the Ice Crystal Silver Python King was scratched with claw marks. Each claw mark broke through the scales and penetrated into the flesh and blood, and suddenly became bloody. Facing the attacks of Chen Qingyun and Mo Ling, it resisted more than a dozen moves and was injured, trying to escape from the nest. At this time, Chen Qingyun, who had been ready for a long time, used his magic power to urge the thunder and fire net to intercept and restrain its actions. Even though Mo Ling's movements were greatly restricted because of the battle in the nest, he saw that the Ice Crystal Silver Python King was temporarily restrained, and he immediately let out a loud cry. The next moment, light surged in Mo Ling's mouth, condensing into rolling thunder, and all his feathers stood up, looking even more majestic and fierce. Innate magical power, thunderous. Boom. The thunderstorm exploded. A flash of light in the nest. A silver-white thunder as thick as an arm suddenly shot out from Mo Ling's mouth. In the blink of an eye, it hit the Ice Crystal Silver Python King fiercely. This blow, without hitting the vital point, directly wiped out the demon snake with one blow. Bang. The Ice Crystal Silver Python King softened all over, and no longer moved. He fell heavily to the ground and was completely finished. Seeing the execution of the Ice Crystal Silver Python King, the morale of the others increased greatly, and they fought harder. The qi refining monks around, such as Zhang Wenshan and Zhang Wenhui, blocked the nest and launched a cleanup operation against those first-level monsters. This battle was mainly based on fire tribute attacks. Common fire bombs, fire swords, and flames were used one after another to bombard the monster snakes. Amid the roar, a large area of cold air was dispelled, and bursts of burning smell rose. Many monster snakes rolled in the flames, roared, and fled in all directions. After Mo Ling killed the king of the monster snakes, he continued to show his figure. With a simple claw grab, he tore several Ice Crystal Silver Pythons into 2 pieces. And those snake eggs had long been put into the Spirit Beast bag according to Chen Qingyun's plan. As the last Ice Crystal Silver Python was killed, several people began to clean up the battlefield, extinguished the slowly burning flames on the ground, and counted the number of monster snakes. A total of 66 Ice Crystal Silver Pythons, 1 in the foundation building stage, and the rest were in the qi refining stage. In this battle, the Chen family suffered no casualties. On the Zhang family side, Zhang Wenshan was injured and needed to recuperate for 1 or 2 months, but fortunately his life was not in danger. This battle was a complete victory. Mo Ling's performance not only surprised several Zhang family cultivators, but also surprised Chen Qingyun and others. Chen Qingyun's Spirit Beast has such a powerful strength. If he took action himself, he would probably be able to wipe out this group of demon snakes. Huff. After flying out of the cave, Mo Ling flapped his wings and soared in the sky. The shadow of his figure moved among the mountains and fields, causing Zhang Wenhui and others to look up and sideways. At this time, they felt that Chen Qingyun's Spirit Beast had left them a long distance away, and they felt both admiration and emotion in their hearts. The cleanup task was completed. Everyone returned to Lingsai County. In the next few days, they did not rush to leave, but carefully explored the entire south of Lingsai Island. See if there are any fish that have escaped the net, or traces of other monsters. This exploration actually found traces of an ice crystal silver python on the southern coast, and quickly eradicated it. Later, they stayed on Linxai Island for 2 more days before starting to return home. After returning to Lingjian Island, Chen Qingyun and Chen Dalan found Chen Qingyun as soon as possible and explained the results of the mission. Mo Ling's performance attracted the two people's praise. This operation was a complete success, and Mo Ling's contribution is not small. The ice crystal silver python king was killed by it, and its strength is much stronger than Qingyun and me. The Zhang family took 3 of the 6 snake eggs, and I brought the remaining 3 back. Take a look. Chen Dalan took out the snake eggs. In addition, there was the body of the ice crystal silver python, etc. The focus of several people was on the snake eggs. As a first-level monster, the ice crystal silver python's bloodline is not too strong, and the strength at most reaches the foundation building stage. But in the world of immortal cultivation, as long as snake monsters are willing to invest resources, various natural treasures, and find ways to optimize their bloodlines, they have the opportunity to evolve into dragons. 3. Snake eggs, as long as they are properly hatched, can hatch 3 ice crystal silver pythons, which are 3 spirit beasts in the chi refining stage. Chen Dalan narrowed his eyes and smiled. This demon-killing operation has yielded a lot of gains. They killed 46 ice crystal silver pythons. Converting those scales, demon pills, snake gallbladders, etc. into spirit stones, it is at least close to 3,000 spirit stones. Who in the family knows how to hatch spirit snakes? Chen Qingyun looked at the 3 snake eggs and could feel the vitality hidden in them. The snake eggs were about the size of a basin and were silver-white in color. There were a few crystal gravel particles on the surface of the eggshell, like silver sand. Due to the characteristics of snake monsters, they need to rely on the mother body to hatch. So, now that there is no ice crystal silver python as a hatching condition, it becomes difficult to hatch artificially. Once there is negligence, the snake eggs will gradually lose their vitality. As for how to make the snake eggs continue to develop and breed stronger vitality, this is what Chen Qingyun and the others should consider. This is not like hatching chicks, which can be hatched by giving them a suitable temperature. Chen Dalan knew the difficulty and shook his head and said, I am good at refining pills, but hatching spirit beasts is not my strong point. Maybe I have to wait for the clan leader to come out of retreat. What do you think? Yes, the clan leader knows some ways to control beasts, and I think he knows how to hatch the ice crystal silver python. If it doesn't work, we can only ask the Zhu family. Hatching a first-level spirit beast is not a joke, and we still have to take it seriously. Chen Qingyun looked serious. Speaking of this, she couldn't help but mention Mo Ling. Ask Chen Qingyun how he hatched Mo Ling at that time, and whether he could hatch the ice crystal silver python by copying the gourd. When she learned that Qingyun had consulted Chen Xianmin before hatching Mo Ling, she suggested that Chen Xianmin take charge of this matter. 3 snake eggs, this is the family's opportunity, and it can't be sloppy. Okay, let's do as you said, Sister Qingyun. Let's wait for the clan leader to come out of retreat. Chen Qingyun nodded. This was the only way now. When it comes to beast control, the 2 people in the family who are knowledgeable are Chen Xianmin and Chen Douhai. According to the date, Chen Xianmin will soon come out of retreat. Okay, let's do it. Chen Dalan put away the snake eggs. Put the 3 snake eggs here for the time being. When the clan leader comes out of retreat, just come to me and get them. Everyone didn't wait long. On the 10th day after Chen Qingyun set off to return to Xingzong on the order of the sect, there was movement in the retreat room where Chen Xianmin was. Chapter 336, Hatching of the Spirit Snake. After nearly a month of breakthrough, Chen Xianmin successfully broke through to the middle stage of Zaifu. He became more energetic and looked several years younger. He immediately approached Chen Qingyun and shared the joy of breaking through the bottleneck. Then, during the conversation, after learning about what happened on Linxai Island recently, Chen Xianmin nodded slowly and said with some relief, the hidden danger of the demon snake has been eliminated. Thank you for your hard work this time. Leave those 3 snake eggs to me to hatch. I have some confidence. It would be great if the old patriarch is willing to help with hatching. Chen Qingyun thought of Taiku Beishi and did not forget to give a warning. Clan leader, remember to tell me as soon as the spirit snake hatches. I have a way to optimize their bloodline. This may be their chance. What method? Chen Xianming asked curiously. Chen Qingyun took out the ancient white stone, explained its effect, and told Mo Ling that the advancement of his strength was related to this ancient white stone. After learning about the magical effects of the ancient white stone, Chen Xianming was envious and showed a particularly solemn expression. This thing is incredible. It can actually optimize the bloodline of spiritual beasts. This is the first time I have seen such a treasure. Qingyun, does the Yang family know that you have this ancient white stone? They don't know. At present, I have only shown this ancient white stone in front of you. Well, this thing is not simple. It's best if only you know about it, and you won't show it to outsiders in the future. Chen Xianming warned. That's natural. Okay, then as you said, when the spirit snakes hatch, we will let them come into contact with this ancient white stone. As for how much bloodline optimization can be obtained in the end, it depends on their destiny. After discussing with Chen Qingyun, Chen Xianming was ready to make a move and went to Chen Dalan to discuss matters such as the disposal of the ice crystal silver python body. Snake gallbladders, demon pills, etc., will belong to whoever kills them. There is nothing to say. Mainly 3 snake eggs. Chen Xianming highlighted them. Since it was Chen Dalan and Chen Qingyun who worked hard to obtain it, of course, Mo Ling was also one. So, this is their spoils. Chen Xianming is here to help with the hatching. After the agreement was made, Chen Xianming took away the 3 snake eggs. In the next more than half a month, Chen Xianming has been paying attention to the situation of the snake eggs, adjusting the incubation temperature at any time, purchasing spiritual objects, and replenishing the aura. A few more days passed like this. On this day, Chen Xianming returned to his residence and found that the 3 snake eggs had broken out and hatched. 3 small silver-white snakes were each hiding at the corner of the table, spitting out snake letters, blinking their little eyes, and curiously looking after Chen Xianming. You are considered hatched. Chen Xianming looked happy. After looking at it for a while, he summoned Chen Qingyun to come over. Seeing the 3 little ice crystal silver pythons hatched, Chen Qingyun took a few glances at them. They are still in their infancy, and they don't even have the strength to refine qi at the first level. I'll try to optimize their bloodline now. Chen Xianming nodded and said, okay. Chen Qingyun took out the ancient white stone. Seeing the ancient white stone, the 3 little snakes were a little scared at first and did not dare to approach. After getting a little familiar with it, and confirming that there was no danger, they all gathered around. Under the gaze of the 2 people, they saw 3 small snakes opening their mouths and beginning to absorb the power of creation from the ancient white stone. After just absorbing a small wisp, they each felt full and sat upright, looking drowsy. Soon, he fell asleep. Is this okay? Seeing the reactions of the 3 little snakes, Chen Xianming stretched out his finger and poked one of them gently. This caused the little snake to swing its tail lazily, and then continue to sleep. Yes, we have to wait for them to sleep for a while. What we have to do now is to prepare to sign the spirit beast contract. Yes, don't forget this. Chen Xianming called Chen Dalan and Chen Qingyun, handed them the 2 spirit beast contracts they had prepared, and watched them sign them. 3 ice crystal silver pythons. Chen Qingyun and Chen Dalan each got one and became a portable spiritual beast. They were very happy. Chen Xianming proposed this 3rd item to Chen Qingyun. After all, Mo Ling participated in the operation, and the final owner of this ice crystal silver python must be Chen Qingyun. However, Chen Qingyun had no intention of accepting it, but decided to leave it to the family. As for spiritual beasts, there is Mo Ling. Soon after, when the soul of the red dragon flies out of the ancient white stone, it may get a second spiritual beast. The strength of the ice crystal silver python is actually of little help to Chen Qingyun. Rather than keeping it with you, it is more practical to keep it in the family. Regarding Chen Qingyun's decision, Chen Xianming did not reject it much, but felt warm to the heart. For the sake of the family, leaving the spirit beast cub behind is worthy of praise. The third ice crystal silver python did not choose to sign a spiritual beast contract in the end. Since they were incubated in the family and cultivated by Chen Xianming, they already regarded Chen Xianming as a close person in terms of intimacy. Later, with continuous training, he will adapt to the environment here, become familiar with the Chen family monks, and gradually become a member of the family. Just spend more time and mature it well. After the old patriarch came out of seclusion, Chen Qingyun returned to Zhenhai Island and began a peaceful life. The sun and the moon change, and time flies by. As the white stone vein has been mined for half a year, the mining progress has gradually matured. In terms of this industry, the wealth accumulated by the Chen family has exceeded 40,000 spiritual stones, becoming the largest pillar industry of the family. However, problems also come with it. Because white stone is precious, one piece is worth 300 spiritual stones. This thing was taken to Tanhong Pavilion in Hefang City for sale, but there were not many cultivators who could buy it. There were only 1 or 2 purple mansion cultivators in Hefang City, and most of those who needed to purchase white stone were foundation building cultivators. But among the foundation building cultivators, few people were willing to spend money to buy it. This made the white stone sold in Tanhong Pavilion either often hoarded and not sold much. Or there were cultivators who came here to buy white stone specifically for the purpose of refining. In order to solve this problem, Chen Xianming held a small meeting. He discussed with the family leaders and asked if everyone had any way to find a reliable, long-term buyer or something like that. It's not like they're just selling white stones in the market all the time. It's good enough to sell one a month. The customer base is not stable. This thing is expensive. It's not a popular magic weapon or elixir, and it's not as cheap and easy to sell as red iron. The group that white stones are aimed at are all cultivators in the foundation building stage and above. Chen Dailin, Chen Qingyun and others shook their heads. There are no reliable buyers to recommend. Now that the family is developing rapidly, there are actually many problems that have emerged. For example, the family rules need to be optimized, the family population needs to expand, and even good resources need to be sold efficiently. How did the Yang family solve this problem? Who did they sell their white stones to? Chen Dailin asked curiously, wanting to hear the Yang family's solution in this regard. They basically hoard them and are also looking for customers. Chen Xianming said. After hearing this, the few people discussed it for a few more sentences. Finally, it was Chen Dailin who suggested, selling white stone in the market is too small, it is better to target the sect directly. Among the 5 sects in Zhenghai, the first target we can choose is Lingbao Mountain. Lingbao Mountain is a major weapon refining sect. It purchases a large amount of weapon refining materials from all over the country all year round. It must need white stone, and the quantity is not small. As soon as Chen Dailin finished speaking, everyone suddenly understood. Yes, find Lingbao Mountain. This is a good idea. But how can we get in touch with Lingbao Mountain? There are many cultivators cooperating with them. It will take us a long time to get our turn. Just when several people were worried about this problem. Chen Qingyun hesitated to speak, and looked as if he was hesitant to speak. Noticing Qingyun's expression, Chen Xianming's expression moved, and he couldn't help asking, Qingyun, do you have any ideas? Chapter 337 Lingbao Mountain Zhuxiantu. Chen Qingyun pondered for a moment, then said seriously, doesn't Qingyun know Zhuyurong at Lingbao Mountain? When Zhuyurong was mentioned, everyone suddenly realized. On that day, Chen Xianming sent a message to Chen Qingyun and talked about the white stone vein. The family encountered problems in selling white stone. After learning the content of the message, Chen Qingyun came to Lingjian Island and discussed the matter with Chen Xianming. According to Chen Xianming's idea, He wanted to use Chen Qingyun's relationship to contact Zhu Yurong to see if Lingbao Mountain needed to purchase white stone. It was equivalent to inviting Zhu Yurong to ask a question. If there was a way, he would try it, and if not, he would find another way. Chen Qingyun knew the significance of solving the white stone sales for the family, so he was not polite and took the initiative to contact Zhu Yurong and talked about this matter. After the message was sent, Zhu Yurong replied, "Wait a minute." Until the next day, her reply came again. This time, Chen Qingyun received a reply that Lingbao Mountain purchased white stone, and the quantity was not small. What was the specific purchase price and how much was needed? Zhu Yurong introduced a Lingbao Mountain deacon to the Chen family. This person was named Zhuxiantu, who was responsible for purchasing some materials for the sect. Earlier, she asked the Chen family to wait for a while, and she went to Zhuxiantu in person to talk about this matter. Originally, Zhuxiantu was busy with affairs and had no shortage of sources of goods. There were often family monks who took the initiative to offer their courtesy and sell materials to him. From this point of view, he had no intention of paying attention to the Chen family. But seeing Zhu Yurong come forward and act as a middleman, Zhuxiantu not only did not neglect him, but also warmly entertained Chen Xianming and invited him to Lingbao Mountain. If you want to sell white stone to others, it is definitely necessary to bring some sources of goods to let the elders take a look. Chen Xianming and Chen Qingyun discussed it and finally decided that Chen Qingyun would come forward to do this for the family. Chen Xianming explained clearly what the ideal selling price of a piece of white stone is and the specific cooperation ideas. In addition, in order to facilitate the action and maintain the sense of mystery when necessary, Chen Xianming also gave Chen Qingyun a mirage bead. The Sicha family recently provided 10 of these mirage beads. Several senior members of the Chen family were equipped with one. The time for the transaction was finalized. 6 days later, Chen Qingyun personally brought a batch of white stones to Lingbao Mountain to keep the appointment. Lingbao Mountain is located in the outer Star Sea, and geographically speaking, it is located in the southwest of the Star Sea. Since it is time-consuming and laborious to fly across more than 5 million miles of sea, Chen Qingyun chose to travel by teleportation array. Taking the teleportation array from Hengshan Island, he was teleported to a spiritual island called Qingsha Island in the outer Star Sea at Xumi. This spiritual island is named after the abundance of Qingsha, a first-level refining material. It is under the jurisdiction of Lingbao Mountain and is also the closest island to Lingbao Mountain with a teleportation array. On the island, there is a well-known Qingguang Fang, which is characterized by the trading of magic tools. Cultivators can find many strange and varied magic tools here. After running so far to come here, this Qingguang Fang must be visited, but not now. Because of important matters, Chen Qingyun left Qingsha Island as soon as possible and flew directly to Lingbao Mountain. It was only more than 90 miles away, and Chen Qingyun soon arrived at the gate of Lingbao Mountain. The first time I came to Lingbao Mountain, the impression was different from the first time I came to Xingzong. As one of the 5 sects of Xinghai, Lingbao Mountain is not located on a whole large island. Instead, it is composed of hundreds of islands, so the area of the mountain gate is very large, second only to Xingzong. It is worth mentioning that the core of Lingbao Mountain is located on a mountain in the center of the islands. This mountain is called Shenghuoshan, which is a 10,000-year-old active volcano and a 5th-level fire spirit vein. Lingbao Mountain, with its inherent geographical advantages, has turned this fire spirit vein into a treasure land for refining weapons. This is how Lingbao Mountain got its name. In front of the mountain gate, Chen Qingyun took out 2 spirit stones and handed them to the mountain gate master, and asked for Zhuxiantu. Seeing Chen Qingyun's generosity, the master took the spirit stones with a smile and immediately went to report. After waiting in the reception hall for a while, Zhuxiantu came out to greet him. This man looked to be in his 60s or 70s, with a goatee and a clean and tidy robe without any wrinkles. He seemed to be a very face-loving person who paid attention to his appearance. "Fellow, Taoist Chen is visiting. I am sorry for not welcoming you. Come with me quickly." Zhuxiantu greeted with a smile, and led Chen Qingyun into Lingbao Mountain, flying all the way to the east. across one island after another. While leading the way, Zhuxiantu also took the initiative to introduce the surrounding scenery, as if he was taking Chen Qingyun to play. After listening carefully, as the topic became more and more, Chen Qingyun soon learned that Lingbao Mountain is now very different. Because of the internal strife in the early sect, the then leader Wei Chongming, who relied on plotting against his fellow disciples to gain power, was criticized in the sect and was difficult to convince. Finally, in the last year of the Xingzong's campaign, Wei Chongming went wrong in his cultivation because of his impatience, and the elder seized the opportunity to impeach and pull him down from the position of sect leader. Since then, the people of Lingbao Mountain have elected a new generation of leader Qin Zixuan, who is exactly what everyone expected and has revitalized the style of Lingbao Mountain. After Qin Zixuan became the leader, he acted vigorously and introduced a series of actions to rectify the style of the sect. The most intuitive example is to eliminate the evil spirits that promote evil and change many unreasonable sect rules with great force. This made Lingbao Mountain cheer, and it quickly recovered its former vitality from the internal strife, and showed a trend of vigorous development. Zhuxiantu mentioned these things, not unintentionally. This Qin Zixuan, in fact, is Zhu Yurong's senior sister in terms of seniority. With this relationship, Zhuxiantu had to be respectful when he saw Zhu Yurong, and he didn't want to provoke her. The current head of Lingbao Mountain is Zhu Yurong's senior sister. Chen Qingyun was really surprised to learn this information. No wonder Zhuxiantu behaved like this. As a Purple Mansion cultivator, he spoke politely and didn't have any arrogance. Those who didn't know would probably think that Chen Qingyun and Zhu Yurong had a good relationship. Zhu Yurong once stood up for justice for the Chen family and punished the Zhang family on Xingguang Island. Many people knew about this at the time, and it was even spread in Lingbao Mountain for a while. It's not uncommon for a sect cultivator to be on good terms with a cultivation family like this. It's already very common. During the conversation, they landed on a small island without knowing it. This is the Deacon Hall of Lingbao Mountain. As soon as he entered the Deacon Hall, a figure caught Chen Qingyun's attention. It was an acquaintance, that guy Sun Tai. When he saw Chen Qingyun appear in the Deacon Hall, Sun Tai subconsciously raised his eyebrows and secretly took a few steps back. He couldn't help but be on guard. Wouldn't this Chen Qingyun come to cause trouble for him? He had a quick glance at Liaoyan Islands last time, and now he is chasing him to Lingbao Mountain? Noticing Sun Tai's movements, Chen Qingyun glanced at him calmly, and this scene happened to be seen by Zhuxiantu, who was observing words and expressions. "Fellow Taoist Chen, do you know that deacon's son?" "Deacon?" Hearing the title of deacon, Chen Qingyun's eyes slightly condensed. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 338. Sun Tai is confused. Only disciples in the Purple Mansion stage in Lingbao Mountain are qualified to serve as deacons, and their status is second only to that of elders. Chen Qingyun remembered that Sun Tai was not an inner disciple of Lingbao Mountain. How could he become a sect deacon? Seeing Chen Qingyun's reaction, he seemed to be unfamiliar with Sun Tai. Zhuxiantu smiled and said, Dao Sun broke through the Purple Mansion 3 months ago and served as a sect deacon, responsible for the supervision of a market under the sect. I just saw your expression and thought you knew Deacon Sun, so I asked you a question. Short sentence, but it contains a lot of information. The 6-member team that once teamed up with Linksai, Zhuo Xiangwan and others to explore treasures had moments of intrigue and deception in the secret cave, and they also had moments of unity and cooperation to overcome difficulties. Although, of the 6 people with completely different origins, only 3 survived in the end due to conflicts of interest. But which one of the remaining ones is a simple person? They all have hidden cards. Sun Tai, who seemed to be at the bottom of the list, was actually quite cunning. He was able to kill decisively at the critical moment. With a sneak attack, he killed Qingguang. Later, When Chen Qingyun killed the Taoist Huiyu who was possessed by the demon cultivator and the bailing immortal slaying formation collapsed, Sun Tai acted decisively again, set up the magic weapon and fled at a high speed. At that time, Sun Tai was not difficult for Chen Qingyun to kill with some tricks. Now, the other party is not only alive and well, but also not killed by Nangang Yuang after finding out the truth. He actually opened up the Purple Mansion. Because there are all kinds of people in the Zhuxian market, the disciples of the sect who can serve as the deacons of the market are definitely not ordinary people. They must have two brushes in their hands, so that they can maintain the order of the market. According to Sun Tai's progress in cultivation, it is indeed possible to kill Nangang Yuang and avenge his family. This person has a great opportunity. In just a few years, it has grown to this point. It seems that it is not as simple as it seems on the surface. Chen Qingyun does not care about other people's personal grudges, as long as he does not get involved and takes the initiative to provoke. Ignoring Sun Tai, Chen Qingyun followed Zhuxiantu to sit in the back hall. This back hall is very spacious. You can see several tables around, which are piled with many account books and various refining materials. Among them, Chen Qingyun also saw red iron, earth fire, purple gold, copper, and starstone. In the account books that were spread out nearby, you can see the names of some immortal cultivation families and which minerals they sold to trade with Lingbao Mountain. Zhuxiantu had no intention of hiding anything and let Chen Qingyun watch. Those account books only contain a very small part of the transaction data. It is not a secret in itself and has long been familiar to him. It is related to the core secrets of the sect. How can they, the deacons, have access to it? Haha, I'm a bit confused. Don't be disgusted by my words, fellow Taoist Chen. Let's get straight to the point and talk about the white stone transaction. Zhuxiantu did things without dragging his feet. Chen Qingyun didn't keep anyone in suspense and told him the family's idea. Specifically, he wanted to get a certain shipping price and how often to ship. After a discussion, the two of them quickly finalized the deal. Zhuxiantu said that as long as the source of goods is up to standard and has no defects, he would purchase it at the market price of 305 white stones. Lingbao Mountain is a major refinery, and the material resources consumed every day are countless. Hundreds of white stones are really not much for Lingbao Mountain. Subsequent cooperation depends on whether the Chen family can keep up with the progress of mining. As for where the Chen family got so many white stones, Zhuxiantu didn't mean to ask, as he was no longer surprised. Most of the families and individual cultivators who have cooperated with Lingbao Mountain on materials have a minor industry that can maintain a continuous supply of goods. It would be too tiring to go through the details one by one. I don't have the time. As long as the source of goods is good, it's fine. As for Chen Qingyun, he would not ask what kind of magic tools Lingbao Mountain would use to refine the white stones purchased. It's fine as long as both parties can reach a pleasant cooperation. Chen Qingyun finally felt relieved after finding a reliable buyer for white stones. Doing this business with Lingbao Mountain will not lose money and will last for a long time. Through this incident, Chen Qingyun also realized more and more that it is easy to do things with strength and connections. If he had not established a friendship with Zhuxiantu, could the Chen family cooperate with Lingbao Mountain so quickly? It's difficult. I guess he couldn't even see Zhuxiantu. At the last stage of the negotiation, Chen Qingyun took out the Tianyan transmission mirror and transmitted messages and pictures to Chen Xianming in real time. Knowing that the old man shown on the Tianyan transmission mirror was the head of the Chen family, Zhuxiantu greeted him warmly and told Chen Xianming about the results of the negotiation. After all, after Chen Qingyun had reached an agreement, it was inevitable that he would have to deal with the head of the family again. Ha ha ha, okay. I wish us a happy cooperation. Chen Xianming's hearty laughter came from the Tianyan transmission mirror, and he himself was also smiling. After reaching a cooperation and signing a contract, Chen Qingyun left the Deacon Hall. Then, under the guidance of Zhuxiantu, Chen Qingyun contacted Zhuxiantu again and prepared to thank him. If someone is willing to come forward to recommend, it is inevitable that some connections must have been used. It is obviously not advisable to leave without saying a word and not thanking him in person. After Zhuxiantu returned to the Deacon Hall, Sun Tai was mysterious and asked Zhuxiantu about Chen Qingyun's purpose. Deacon, son, if you want to know why he came so much, why don't you ask me? Why don't you ask him yourself? Zhuxiantu raised his eyebrows. In front of Sun Tai, he was less friendly and enthusiastic, showing a bit of majesty. Sun Tai heard that he could not get anything out of Zhuxiantu, so he stopped talking. Zhuxiantu had a sharp eye and guessed that there might be some connection between the two, so he kindly reminded him. Deacon, son, forgive me for being so talkative, but I remind you, fellow Taoist Chen has a good background. You should ask less about things you shouldn't ask, and don't provoke him. Fellow Taoist Chen? Now, Sun Tai was even more confused. Isn't his surname Lu Yuan? Why is he surnamed Chen again now? Is his surname Lu or Chen? Isn't he a casual cultivator? Why did Deacon Zhu say that he has a great background? What is his origin? Several questions came up in succession. Sun Tai muttered to himself. When he looked at Zhuxiantu again, he saw that the other party had disappeared from his sight. At the same time, in Zhuxiantu's cave, Chen Qingyun made a few polite remarks and expressed his gratitude for the help. Zhuxiantu was gentle and said that this was nothing. If she needed it in the future, she would also ask Chen Qingyun for help. After the two chatted on this topic for a while, Zhuxiantu began to focus on Liu Zilin. Chen Qingyun listened slowly and learned that Liu Zilin had made great progress in the past 2 years and her cultivation had reached a bottleneck. Recently, Liu Zilin was preparing to impact the Purple Mansion period and had exchanged the Purple Mansion crystal from the sect. The specific place of retreat was in her own cave. Coincidentally, Chen Qingyun came today and was ready to say hello and take a look. Knowing that Chen Qingyun was going to find Liu Zilin, Zhuxiantu suggested, Lingbao Mountain is too large, and you are not familiar with the route, so you should wait here. I will ask her to come directly. Zhuxiantu took out the communication talisman and began to contact Liu Zilin. The two waited in the cave for half a cup of tea, and Liu Zilin's figure appeared. Chapter 339 Beauty Beads. Compared to the previous time, this time, Liu Zilin's dress was a little different. She changed into the clothes of the inner sect disciple of the sect, with outstanding appearance, elegant temperament, and a little more dignity. When she saw Chen Qingyun, she felt quite happy. Since the last time they parted in Zhuxian Tower, the two have not seen each other for a long time. When did your cultivation break through to the late stage of Zaifu? After a casual chat, Liu Zilin learned that Chen Qingyun's cultivation had improved. Her eyes were full of strange colors and she was a little unbelievable. Chen Qingyun always brought her unexpected surprises. It's been a while since I broke through by luck. Chen Qingyun said modestly, without the intention of talking more about cultivation, and changed the topic. I heard from Senior Zhu that you want to break through to the Zaifu period, but you are ready. When are you going to retreat? Well, I will start retreating next month. I will do my best this time. Opening up the Zaifu is far less dangerous than condensing the true essence to build the foundation. If she hadn't seen Chen Qingyun today, she would not be in a hurry to retreat these few days. At this moment, knowing that Chen Qingyun's strength had greatly improved and he was catching up with his master Zhuxiantu, she felt a sense of urgency. When they first met, the young man from the Chen family was still in the middle stage of qi refining, but now he has grown to the height of the Purple Mansion stage. Such an amazing growth rate is enough to be called a genius in Lingbao Mountain. There will definitely be elders who will extend an olive branch and rush to take him in as a disciple and teach him, and regard him as the successor of his mandal. This made Liu Zilin sigh in her heart, and she became more determined to practice hard. Seeing that the two met, they talked about cultivation and there was no progress in the topic. Zhuxiantu sighed that his disciple did not know how to fight for it, so he took the initiative to make suggestions. Qingyun, I'll call you that too. You're new to Lingbao Mountain this time, so you know there's a Qingguang Fang nearby that's quite unique. I remember you know how to refine weapons, so why don't you rush back these 2 days and let Lanner take you to Qingguang Fang for a good stroll. There are many refiners in Qingguang Fang, and all kinds of novel magic weapons often emerge, which may bring you some gains. On the eve of Lanner's retreat, you should go out to relax and adjust your body and mind, and buy some elixirs to help you calm down and assist in retreat. Liu Zilin looked calm and didn't break the silence. She obviously acquiesced to Zhu Yurong's proposal, sitting there quietly. Her eyes fell on Chen Qingyun's face. It's true that we have to go to Qingguang Fang, and it's not bad to have a local guide. Chen Qingyun didn't reject Liu Zilin, so he nodded and said, "Okay, I'll go back in a few days." After staying overnight in Lingbao Mountain, Chen Qingyun left the next morning. Liu Zilin took Chen Qingyun out of Lingbao Mountain and headed to Qingsha Island, preparing to visit Qingguang Fang. On Qingsha Island, there is a large first-level Qingsha vein, covering an area of more than 300 miles, which can be mined continuously for more than 200 years. This Qingsha vein is one of the basic veins under Lingbao Mountain. There are many other first-level, second-level, and third-level veins in Lingbao Mountain, with a strong foundation. The income from the veins alone is a huge fortune. Qingguang Fang is located at the southernmost end of the Qingsha vein. It is extremely lively all year round. It is the Zhuxiantu Fang market with the most equipment refiners in the Star Sea. There are a lot of equipment refiners here, and even the casual cultivators who set up stalls know more or less about the way of equipment refinement. As the saying goes, the land and water nurture the people. The cultivators living around Lingbao Mountain have been exposed to more equipment refinement knowledge since childhood than those in other places, and they know how to distinguish the quality of a magic weapon. Even if a child of 6 or 7 years old running barefoot on the street is given a piece of red iron, he can recognize what it is and what it can be used for. Early in the morning, Liu Zilin and Chen Qingyun wandered around Qingguang Fang. As a market, it has all kinds of elixirs, talismans, and array resources. The biggest feature is that the market for magic tools is particularly large. Many magic tools refined by Lingbao Mountain disciples will be brought here directly for sale, and the figures of Lingbao Mountain monks can be seen everywhere. Chen, do you have anything you want to buy? I am very familiar with this place. The prices of various resources are not much different from other markets, except that magic tools are cheaper. Liu, if you don't mind, call me by my name, or call me Qingyun like Senior Zhu. Okay, if you don't mind, call me Zilin. Okay. Both of them changed their names, and unknowingly, their relationship became closer. As they walked, Liu Zilin acted as the host and introduced the origin of Qingguang Fang to Chen Qingyun in detail. In the early days, this was a place where some disciples of Lingbao Mountain gathered, traded, and set up stalls. Later, as more and more cultivators joined in, they traded magic tools and resources with each other, and gradually evolved into the prototype of the market. Finally, with the assistance of Lingbao Mountain, Qingguang Fang was officially established. The transactions of resources such as elixirs, talismans, arrays, etc. were actually expanded later. This Qingguang Fang has a history of more than 600 years since its establishment, which is older than the Chen family. After walking in the market for a while, Chen Qingyun saw that many stall owners were selling a kind of jade white pearl. Those pearls were the size of longan, containing the spirit of array patterns, and obviously belonged to the type of magic tools. Picking up one and asking briefly, Chen Qingyun learned that this type of pearl was called beauty pearl. If Qingsha is the first specialty of Qingsha Island, and there are no other specialties, then the beauty beads can be called the second. Due to the comfortable environment around Qingsha Island, the moderate sea temperature, and the lack of wind and waves, many clams gather here to live. This type of clam absorbs the spiritual energy from the sea all year round and produces a pearl every year, which has the effect of nourishing the skin and keeping it moisturized. A female monk saw the business opportunities here, refined the pearls, and made them into a magic weapon, which has the effect of beautifying the face, fixing the appearance, and maintaining youth forever. As soon as this thing came out, it was deeply loved by female monks. People often travel thousands of miles to Qingguang Fang to buy beauty beads in order to stay young forever. Almost every female monk in Lingbao Mountain has one of these beauty treasures, and the price ranges from 50 to 100 spirit stones. Because many refiners imitate the refining, the appearance, color, fineness, and effect are slightly different, so the prices are also different. Chen Qingyun stopped at the stall and decided to choose a beauty bead. Are you interested in this? Seeing that Chen Qingyun had the idea of buying beauty beads, Liu Zilin couldn't help but ask. She thought she was buying them for her own use, so she decided to spend money to buy one as a gift to Chen Qingyun. She naturally has this thing, and she can also tell which ones are of good quality, have better beauty effects, and have their own fragrance. Well, buy one. Okay, then let me choose for you. Liu Zilin carefully selected and bargained, and finally bought a crystal-clear beauty bead for the price of 80 spiritual stones. She didn't ask whether Chen Qingyun bought this for his own use or as a gift to some female monk. Chen Qingyun put away the beauty pearls and did not forget to take out the spirit stones and hand them to Liu Zilin. He smiled and said gratefully, "Then I will thank you for my sister first. I think she will like it very much." Upon hearing this, Liu Zilin secretly breathed a sigh of relief and couldn't help but blinked at Chen Qingyun and asked, "Is this beauty pearl going to be given to you, Sister Qingyun?" Chapter 340 Demon Killing Canon. That's right, if I don't give it to my fifth sister, who else would I give it to? Chen Qingyun laughed dumbly. When he saw the beauty bead, he thought of Chen Qingyun. Women all love beauty. The fifth sister actually pays great attention to her appearance. However, due to the daily management of the mining, she often does it herself, which is more or less down to earth. This makes Chen Qingyun lack the refinement and elegance of a cultivator compared with other female cultivators. She looks like a cold woman who has lived in the boudoir for a long time, with a vulgar atmosphere. After so many years of getting along with the fifth sister, it is impossible to say that there is no deep friendship. Chen Qingyun and Chen Qingyun care about each other. The relationship between the two is so good that no other tribesman can compare. Seeing that Chen Qingyun saw a good treasure and had this intention, he was willing to buy the beauty bead as a gift for Sister Qingyun. Liu Zilin not only did not think there was anything wrong or jealous, but felt that Chen Qingyun was affectionate and loyal. The two continued to go deeper into the market. As Chen Qingyun walked, he was thinking about what to buy. "Qingyun, do you want to buy some more broken magic tools?" After walking for a while, Liu Zilin stopped at a street that specializes in selling magic tools. There are more than 10 shops here, mainly selling broken magic tools. She always remembered that Chen Qingyun had the need to buy broken magic tools. At the beginning, when she was in Zilanshan, she asked her to help buy broken magic tools. As for buying magic tools, Chen Qingyun was not very interested. He could just refine them by himself and then strengthen them in one go. The most needed ones were broken magic tools, which were used to decompose them into strengthening points. In addition, he bought some tool recipes, which were similar to the tool refining diagrams of the pill recipe, and learned to refine some new magic tools. He wanted to try to obtain large magic tools such as the demon hunting cannon on the basis of increasing the types of magic tools and supplementing the family, to strengthen the defense of Zhenhai Island. The spiritual vein level was not enough, and he could not arrange a too powerful formation. Then use the magic weapon to transform the defense of Zhenhai Island and turn this second clan land into an impregnable sea fortress. Even if you dare to think and do it, you can also transform the Panlong into a destroyer, or a larger and stronger aircraft carrier, or a star destroyer that gallops across the blue sky. Based on what I have seen and heard in my previous life, the idea of combining technology with cultivation has actually been around for a long time. However, the biggest problem is the lack of attainments in refining and insufficient funds. Having ideas and having the ability are two completely different things. Now, with the third level refining attainments as a foundation and hundreds of thousands of spirit stones in hand, you can give it a try and turn the idea into reality. Buying broken magic weapons is exactly what I meant. Under the leadership of Liu Zilin, Chen Qingyun began to purchase broken magic weapons in the surrounding shops. First, he collected more strengthening points to prepare for the strengthening of magic weapons later. Qingguang Fang, as a market under Lingbao Mountain, is close and convenient to travel. Many weapon refiners need to purchase broken magic tools for comprehension and learning, and the demand is huge. Therefore, Many cultivators will bring the magic tools that are of poor quality and about to be scrapped here to sell. These broken magic tools are not only easy to sell, but the disciples of Lingbao Mountain are also quick to buy things, and it is easier to trade than independent cultivators. In more than an hour, Chen Qingyun purchased more than 300 first-level and second-level broken magic tools. Because Liu Zilin led them, there are also some of her fellow sisters and sisters, all of whom are acquaintances. This made these fellows dare not do anything tricky to sell them for a higher price out of affection. Simply sold the broken magic tools to Chen Qingyun at the lowest price. Regarding Chen Qingyun's purchase of so many broken magic tools at one time, Liu Zilin was tactful and did not ask more questions, just as there was a need to learn about refining. Moreover, the senior Liu who helped them refine the tools might also have the need to collect broken magic tools. Liu Zilin followed Chen Qingyun throughout the whole process, putting herself in Chen Qingyun's shoes, and if she could bargain and spend less spiritual stones, she would save one spiritual stone. Next, Chen Qingyun bought the recipe. At present, the most needed recipe is similar to the monster hunting cannon, which mainly features a high attack output and is convenient for building tower defense. Due to the confidentiality mechanism of Lingbao Mountain, there are few third-level recipes in Qingguang Fang, and most of them are first-level and second-level recipes. For Chen Qingyun, this is not a big deal. It is completely possible to strengthen the magic weapon to the third level by yourself. After a whole day of searching, Chen Qingyun first bought the recipe he wanted. The magic weapon is called the Monster Killing Cannon, which is a replica of the Monster Hunting Cannon. The Monster Hunting Cannon is an exclusive second-level magic weapon of Xingzhou. Not only is the refining method confidential, but the materials are complicated and the cost is high. Ordinary immortal cultivation families and casual cultivators really can't afford this thing. Compared with the Demon Slaying Cannon, it seems that there is only one word difference, but the power is more than doubled. A top-notch demon hunting cannon can easily kill a second-level demon beast, and it is also a fatal threat to the Purple Mansion period cultivators. They dare not confront such a heavy weapon head-on. The demon slaying cannon is a copy, and although its power is much reduced, it is light and cheap. It is a first-level top-grade magic weapon, which can use mana or spirit stones as energy. When firing at full power, it can fire once every 5 seconds, and one shot can kill a first-level top-grade demon beast. The firepower coverage ranges up to 1,500 meters. The energy storage time is a bit long, but as long as you build a few more demon-killing cannons, you can achieve the effect of attacking at any time. In addition, there is a magic weapon called Tanji Mirror. When Chen Qingyun saw this magic weapon, he thought it was a magic weapon for divination and fortune-telling. This thing can replace the cultivator's consciousness and play the role of exploring the enemy situation within a mile around. Otherwise, you can take a look and I can sell it to you at a lower price. The one who sold the Tanji Mirror recipe was an outer disciple of Lingbao Mountain named Li Qichun, who was at the 9th level of Qi refining and had the first-level top-grade refining attainments. According to him, this scroll of recipes was obtained by chance when he was looking for treasures. Recently, in order to earn more spirit stones and prepare for foundation building, he reluctantly sold it. How many spirit stones? Chen Qingyun asked, and he could only see the introduction of the magic weapon, and could not read the specific refining method and required materials. Tanji Mirror, looking at this effect, isn't it a radar? It is much easier than releasing your own consciousness to explore. Li Qichun wanted to quote a higher price, but when he saw Yuzilin in intersect clothes, he subconsciously shrank his head, held up 3 fingers, and lowered the price. I'll sell it to you for 330 spirit stones. As soon as Chen Qingyun finished speaking, he was ready to bargain, but Liu Zilin on the side spoke first. Junior Brother Li, there are countless first-grade artifacts in Qingguang Fang in the sect, and they are the least valuable. This Tanji Mirror is a first-grade top-grade artifact. According to the market conditions in the sect, it does not exceed 280 spirit stones at most. You quoted 300, which is a bit high. It turned out to be Uncle Liu. I am not good at seeing. Li Qichun smiled a few times and looked at her carefully. He finally recognized Liu Zilin and quickly lowered the price to 270 spirit stones. Shame on you, uncle, you taught me a lesson. Before Chen Qingyun started to bargain, Liu Zilin, with the idea of saving as much as possible, actually lowered the price first. Chapter 341 Fusion Cannon. You can save 60 spirit stones, the price of a first-level low-grade magic weapon. In response, Chen Qingyun smiled slightly, took out 270 spirit stones, and bought the recipe of the Tanji mirror and put it in his pocket. After obtaining the two most important recipes. Next, Chen Qingyun focused on purchasing the recipe for refining spirit ships to prepare for the construction of the final weapon, the Star Destroyer. The shops selling spirit ship recipes are mostly concentrated in the market of Qingguang, where there are many finished spirit ships for reference. If you like to buy finished products directly, you can buy them and drive away. Chen Qingyun was not picky and chose 3 spirit ship recipes with the highest cost effectiveness. He bought them first. They will definitely be used later. After completing this task, the remaining time was to purchase a lot of unpopular and niche, various recipes, which were used to go back and refine some unusual magic weapons. Now that he was here, he had Liu Zilin, the host, with him, who could help him bargain, and the price of the instruments was cheap, so he naturally tried to buy more. On the one hand, he could enrich his family. On the other hand, he could make a complete copy of the instruments and supplement his family's heritage. The second thing was that he had spent tens of thousands of spirit stones to buy the broken instruments, so he should make up for it and sell them to earn spirit stones. Coming to a market where instruments were well developed, how could he not strengthen them to earn spirit stones? Chen Qingyun spent nearly 50,000 spirit stones on this large-scale purchase, so he had to make up for it. He had this idea in mind, but not now. He would not strengthen the instruments in front of Liu Zilin and then sell them again. In the evening, the setting sun appeared on the sea. Under the afterglow, the figures of the two were reflected on the street, and some shops began to light up lights. Considering that Liu Zilin had a need to purchase, Chen Qingyun accompanied her to the medicine shop area and purchased 2 kinds of medicines, Kingsan pill and Yushan pill, which were used to assist retreat. After a whole day of strolling in Qingguang, Liu Zilin returned to Lingbao Mountain at Chen Qingyun's suggestion. In the following days, Chen Qingyun did not plan to go back, and needed to sell some magic tools to earn some spiritual stones. For this reason, Chen Qingyun spent a few days buying a large number of refining materials for retreat. He refined more than 30 magic tools such as flying swords, shields, small tripods, treasure mirrors, bags, etc. in one go, and strengthened them in one fell swoop. Then, he used the Mirage Pearl to disguise himself into a thin, ordinary-looking old man who was wearing green clothes. In the next few days. In Qingguang, a green-clothed old man who was building a foundation appeared and sold some first and second-level magic tools to the shops in the market in batches. It must be said that when trading magic tools in Qingguang, there is no need to worry about being targeted or suspected. There are too many magic tools appearing here every day, and it is not far from Lingbao Mountain. Many shopkeepers mistakenly think that Chen Qingyun is a monk from Lingbao Mountain. Whether it is buying broken magic tools, comprehending array patterns and learning. Or selling a lot of magic tools, this is reasonable. With the help of Lingbao Mountain as a cover, Chen Qingyun made a lot of money after staying in Qingguang for half a month. After purchasing a batch of demon-killing cannons and materials for refining the Tanji mirror, he set off for the Inner Star Sea. After returning to the family, Chen Qingyun found Chen Xianming and reported the progress of the cooperation. Earlier, you have told me through the Tanya transmission mirror. This time with Lingbao Mountain, in the future, the white stone we mined will not worry about the market. You have once again made a great contribution to the family. Chen Xianming asked with a smile. Tell me, what kind of reward do you want this time? The family can give you some rewards appropriately, or register it as 1,000 merit points. For the clan members who have done favors for the family, The family will not treat them unfairly. Rewards and punishments must be clear, so that the family can establish a good system, and you don't have to worry about other clan members complaining. I want some refining materials. Chen Qingyun was not polite, and after a little thought, he said his idea. Refining materials, no problem, no problem, I'll take you to the clan library to pick some. Recently, in order to meet Daoran's refining needs, the family purchased a batch of refining materials, which should have what you need. Soon after, Chen Qingyun selected in the clan library and exchanged 1,000 merit points. A total of more than 21st level and 2nd level refining materials were obtained, ready to be used to refine some new magic tools. That day, Chen Qingyun set off to return to Zhenhai Island and gave the beauty beads to Chen Qingyun as soon as possible. Knowing the miraculous effect of the beauty beads, Chen Qingyun was secretly delighted. In the following days, she wore the beads as if they were treasures, and her whole person had a more youthful and lively aura. Chen Qingyun, on his side, began to refine the demon-killing cannon and the Tanji mirror to strengthen the defense of Zhenhai Island first. By Hai. Chen Xianming found Yang Yuanling and told the head of the Yang family about the sales of white stones. Everyone can sell white stones to Lingbao Mountain together and make a fortune together. Chen Xianming knew how to do this favor. Anyway, Lingbao Mountain purchases a lot of white stones, and is worried that there are too few white stones mined. It's a good thing that the senior can reach a deal with Lingbao Mountain. Yang Yuanling couldn't help but admire. I didn't expect that the headache of white stone sales was easily solved by your Chen family. So, what does your Yang family mean, that we two families will do this business together? Of course, with Lingbao Mountain as the purchaser, it couldn't be better. The matter was settled. The first customer of the white stone vein was Lingbao Mountain. At present, only Lingbao Mountain has the ability to consume so much white stone. If it is sold to other cultivators or family forces, it will be sold slowly, which is a slow process. What the Chen family needs most now is spiritual stone. Earn 100,000 spiritual stones quickly to build the spiritual vein of Zhenhai Island. A month later, the first batch of white stones was delivered to Lingbao Mountain, and the Chen family earned more than 12,000 spiritual stones. According to this progress, excluding family expenses, it is not a big problem to collect 100,000 spiritual stones within 2 years. In a blink of an eye, more than 2 months passed. During this period, Chen Qingyun's harvest was not small. He used a large amount of fire stone, thunder stone, and black essence as raw materials to refine a total of 12 demon-killing cannons, all of which were produced with the quality of the first grade top grade. In order to increase the power, he directly smashed a large number of strengthening points and strengthened all these demon-killing cannons to the second grade top grade. Then, 3 of them were combined into a group. Demon-killing cannon, a low-grade magic weapon. It contains the 9 heavens thunder, a giant cannon that can restrain demons and evil spirits. It can be fired once every 3 seconds, and can kill demons and evil spirits in the early stage of the Purple Mansion. After the 3 demon-killing cannons were combined, the effect increased dramatically, and the energy storage time was greatly shortened, giving birth to the new power of the 9 heavens thunder. The maximum range was also increased from the original 1,500 meters to 30,000 meters. The caliber of the cannon reached 320 millimeters, which was 5 times larger than the basic version. Caliber is justice, and range is truth. 1 demon-killing cannon can kill a Purple Mansion creature. If you add a few more, you can achieve firepower coverage, leaving no one behind wherever you go. Chapter 342 Matching Taoist Couples. Dignity exists on the edge of the sword, and dignity only exists within the range of the cannon. Chen Qingyun's eyes flashed with light. He looked at the monster-killing cannon lying on the ground like an ancient beast, and he knew the significance this thing could bring. Just one statue is definitely not enough for use. Immediately afterwards, Chen Qingyun did not hesitate to fuse the remaining 9 demon-slaying cannons, and finally strengthened them all. In the blink of an eye, 4 brand new demon-slaying cannons were born, all reaching the level of top-grade magic weapons. Once fired, The enemy at the peak of Zaifu can be killed with one blow. As for its shortcomings, this monster hunting cannon is not small in size, with a height of 4 to 5 meters. Its shape is similar to the cannon seen in previous lives, and it looks extremely majestic and domineering. To activate this level, a monk from Zaifu must inject mana into it as the energy base. Same as other flying swords and shield instruments. This is also the reason why Chen Qingyun only strengthened it to the 3rd level top magic weapon. The difference is that this magical weapon can store energy, and then use spiritual stones as firepower to output power. To activate a strike, the number of spiritual stones required is 10,000. 10,000 spirit stones can kill a Zaifu stage creature, so it's not a loss. As long as there are enough spirit stones, monks in the Qi refining stage and foundation building stage can activate it. According to Chen Qingyun's idea, the purpose of this demon-killing cannon is to be built on Zhenhai Island and Panlong. Chen Qingyun chose 3 demon-killing cannons and placed them around the mine veins in a triangular formation. The range coverage, due to enhancement, can reach 60,000 meters. In the future, just continue to increase the number of demon-killing cannons on Zhenhai Island and build this place into an iron wall. Even if the giant and monks attack, they will have to endure a wave of artillery output first. Chen Qingyun placed the remaining demon-killing cannon on the Panlong to improve the spiritual ship. Try to make sure that the demon-slaying cannon can follow the Panlong's shrinkage and enlargement to make it easier to collect. At the same time, it can also be paired with the Tanji mirror to act as a radar. This caused huge roars and splashing waves to be heard from time to time in the waters around Zhenhai Island in the next few days. The demon-killing cannon is being tested, looking for monsters to launch a fierce attack. Chen Qingyun was busy transforming the magic weapon, and started building a large spiritual ship in full swing, building the prototype of a star destroyer. On the Beishi mine, with the cooperation of the Chen and Yang families, mining continued. In the following months, the monthly income that the Beishi vein can bring to the Chen family will be at least 12,000 spiritual stones. The highest number reached 17,000! There is no airtight wall in the world. Half a year passed in the blink of an eye. Due to the white stone sales with Lingbao Shan, they paid a little attention to the Chen family, the Yang family and the Cultivator family, and gradually learned about the existence of the white stone veins. Faced with this second level spiritual mine, do you want to seize it? Of course I do. But weigh your own weight first. The Chen family's Zaifu banquet was not in vain. It was not only generous, but also demonstrated the family's strength to the outside world. It also let the outside world know that Chen Qingyun and Zhuyurong had a relationship with each other and had a vague background. It's not worth it to offend the Chen family just because of a white stone vein. This kind of ore resources must not only be snatched, but also defended, otherwise there is no need to sacrifice people. Therefore, in a short period of time, some outsiders were interested in the Beishi vein. But he didn't dare to act rashly, so he could only look at this piece of fat. In the past 6 months, the Zhang family collected formation materials and encountered some minor problems in building the formation. Fortunately, with just a little extra working time, the Ganshui Hidden Sea formation was finally completed. In order to meet Chen Qingyun, Zhang Wenhui specially came to Lingjian Island in person with the formation. Chen Xianmin is an old man, and he can't see what the Zhang family is thinking. This formation not only delivered the goods to your door, but also delivered it to Zhang Wenhui. Its purpose was self-evident. Chen Xianmin invited Zhang Wenhui to stay with his family for a few days, and also called Chen Qingyun back to stay for a few days, hoping to bring the two of them together. This daughter-in-law who came to my door should fall in love first, and it won't be a problem if we get along for decades, right? Monks are all good at keeping their appearance and staying young forever. Zhang Wenhui, this girl, has pretty good qualifications. She has the dual spiritual roots of water and wood. The Zhang family revealed this secret to the Chen family and had a showdown, obviously showing their sincerity. You see, my girl has 2 spiritual roots and her cultivation level is not as good as your Qingyun. But the qualifications are good, so it's okay to work hard to catch up. Furthermore, Zhang Wenhui's formation talent is not simple. She has studied formations for 11 years and is now a second-level high-grade formation mage. Among the younger generation of the Zhang family, they are among the top. In terms of cultivation, he has also reached the 7th level of Qi refining. Such a junior is a good match for Chen Qingyun. When going back to Linjian Island to get the formation, Chen Qingyun also wanted to strengthen the defense of Linjian Island. For this reason, after he refined 2 demon-slaying cannons, fused them, and strengthened them into top-quality magic weapons, he began to take the Panlong to Linjian Island. After several months of transformation, the Panlong was not only equipped with a demon-slaying cannon and a celestial mirror, but was also able to monitor the situation in the circle in real time and conduct precise strikes. At the same time, the appearance of this spiritual ship changed drastically. It became angular and had the appearance of a destroyer. It was enhanced by Chen Qingyun into a top-notch magic weapon. Panlong automatically absorbs water aura as energy and can travel 50,000 miles a day. It only took a moment to arrive at Linjian Island. After meeting Zhang Wenhui, Chen Qingyun chatted with her for a while and found that Zhang Wenhui's cultivation had reached the 7th level of Qi refining. In terms of talent and hard work, this achievement is worthy of praise. At the invitation of Chen Xianming, Zhang Wenhui stayed on Linjian Island, and chatted with Chen Qingyun from time to time to get familiar with other members of the Chen family. In his spare time, Chen Qingyun found Chen Xianming and told him about the demon-slaying cannon. The range is nearly 20,000 feet. A single charge attack can kill a creature at the peak of the Purple Mansion. This power is more powerful than the Xingzong's demon hunting cannon. Chen Xianming looked around the demon-slaying cannon. If he hadn't seen Chen Qingyun take it out with his own eyes, he would have absolutely trusted it. If it were someone else, he would have slapped him directly. What's the point of bragging? Where did you get such a good thing? It's so powerful. If I were to fight head-on, I wouldn't have the slightest chance of taking such a hit. It only takes 10,000 spirit stones to activate it, which is a lot of consumption. It would be better if it could consume less spirit stones. The 2 discussed where to install the 2 demon-killing cannons. In the end, Chen Xianming followed Chen Qingyun's advice and installed them in the center of the island to cover the fire output as much as possible. This fire coverage actually protects the core area of Linjian Island. After staying on Linjian Island for 6 days, Zhang Wenhui was embarrassed to bother him more, so he set off to return to Chu Island. On the day Zhang Wenhui returned, Chen Xianming summoned Chen Qingyun and talked about the construction of the market shop. Qingyun, I have something to tell you. After several months of hard work, we have rented a store on Yishi Island, and the repairs have been completed. In a few days, we can open the store on an auspicious day. If you are free recently, you may as well go and have a look. The family has set up a store on Yishi Island. Okay, wait for me to go back to Zhenhai Island to set up the formation, and I will go to Yishi Island in a few days. Haha, go ahead. I have already informed your Uncle Channel. You can contact him directly when the time comes. Okay. That night, Chen Qingyun took the formation back to Zhenhai Island to set it up. The next day, after some efforts, the dry water hidden sea formation was finally set up, hiding the entire Zhenhai Island and the vast sea. Even if the Chen family cultivators want to find this spiritual island, they have to rely on map coordinates and memory to accurately locate it. Now, in the vast sea, looking for the Zhenhai Island is like looking for a needle in a haystack. The construction of Zhenhai Island was temporarily completed, and Chen Qingyun immediately went to Yishi Island and arrived at this market a few days later. He took out the communication talisman and contacted Chen Qingyun, and the reply came. Chapter 343 Qingyun Hall. This family store is located in the east of Yishi Island Market, in the newly expanded commercial and prosperous area. When he found the family store and saw the name of the store, Chen Qingyun couldn't help but take a second look. Qingyun Hall. Seeing Chen Qingyun coming, Chen Qingyun greeted him with a smile. Qingyun, you are here so soon, come in and sit down. Look at the name of our store. Have you guessed anything? In the following chat, Chen Qingyun learned that the name of Qingyun Hall was not taken at random. Instead, the family fought for this opportunity to thank Chen Qingyun for opening a store on Yishi Island. So the store was named after him. The family was thoughtful. Like Danhong Pavilion, Qingyun Hall sells resources such as red iron swords, tortoise shell shields, water and fire Taoist robes, and spiritual scallops. The purpose of this store is to open up a larger market. The number of casual cultivators here is several times more than that of Hiya Market, and the market is also broader. 2 days later, Qingyun Hall opened, and the sound of firecrackers continued, which seemed very festive. While many eyes were focused on this place, the appearance of a figure made Qingyun Hall more lively, and it became famous on the opening day, and became famous throughout the Yishi Island. Han Laozu came, and on the opening day of Qingyun Hall, he personally visited the door to congratulate the opening. The arrival of Han Laozu made Qingyun Hall the focus for a time. If you think a little bit, you will know that this store must have 1,000 connections with Han Laozu. In this way, whether out of fear or trust, everyone can come to Qingyun Hall to consume. In the eyes of those casual cultivators, even Han Laozu, who is elusive, will come to support the store. How bad can it be? Just close your eyes and rush in. With the blessing of Han Laozu's golden signboard, Qingyun Hall was very popular on the first day of its opening, and sales far exceeded expectations. The 3 types of magic weapons provided in the store, red iron sword, water and fire robe, and tortoise shell shield, were all sold out, and there was a situation where there were no magic weapons for sale. In order to replenish the supply, Chen Qingyun sent a message to the family to replenish the stock while personally taking action, putting aside the status of a purple mansion cultivator, and began to refine magic weapons. In the following half a month, Qingyun Hall continued to be popular and had a constant source of customers. The magic weapons refined by Chen Qingyun were once favored by many casual cultivators. These magic weapons are mainly first-level magic weapons, phantom swords and spirit armor shields, with excellent quality, good quality and low price. A few days passed like this. On this day, a large number of red iron swords and tortoise shell shields that the family replenished finally arrived. Chen Qingyun said goodbye and prepared to leave for Zhenhai Island. At this time, a communication talisman on his body rang. Chen Qingyun took out the communication talisman and took a closer look. It was a message sent by Liu Zilin. It is worth being happy about. After half a year of retreat, Liu Zilin finally successfully opened up the Purple Mansion by breaking through the bottleneck little by little. Seeing Liu Zilin come out of retreat, Chen Qingyun remembered the experience of her accompanying him to visit King Lingfeng and helping him bargain for resources half a year ago. Just for her kindness at that time, she should go to see her this time and congratulate her in person. By the way, in order to supplement some strengthening points, go to King Lingfeng to purchase some damaged magic tools. As for the family, see if you can help take some white stones to Lingbao Mountain. After making up his mind, Chen Qingyun sent a message back to ask if Liu Zilin was still in Lingbao Mountain. After getting a confirmed reply that she was still in Lingbao Mountain, Chen Qingyun and Chen Qingyun informed her and said goodbye. Qingyun, you have worked hard these days, you still have important things to do. Go ahead, go ahead. I am in Qingyun Hall. I will run this shop with all my heart. You should take care of yourself outside. Chen Qingyun smiled and saw Chen Qingyun off, watching him leave the market. After leaving Yishi Island, Chen Qingyun first communicated with Chen Dohai, asking whether the white stone needed to be transported to Lingbao Mountain in the near future. Since the establishment of trade with Lingbao Mountain, the Chen family will transport a batch of white stones to Lingbao Mountain once every 3 months. Because of its high value, a single transport is worth at least 30,000 spiritual stones. So Chen Daoran, Chen Qingfeng, and Chen Qingyun, 3 foundation building cultivators, will lead 6 late-stage qi refining cultivators of the Yang family to escort them all the way. Chen Daoran is in the late stage of foundation building, Chen Qingfeng is in the middle stage of foundation building, and Chen Qingyun is in the early stage of foundation building. The 3 of them joined forces, and they were well equipped. Even ordinary peak foundation building cultivators had to treat them with caution. What's more, This is a deal with Lingbao Mountain. To snatch the white stone openly is to slap Lingbao Mountain in the face. Therefore, after one transportation, there was no situation of being intercepted by cultivators for the time being. After learning Chen Qingyun's idea, Chen Douhai could make a decision and told Yang Yuanling whether the white stone from the Yang family should be sent over together. When he heard that Chen Qingyun wanted to transport the white stone, Yang Yuanling agreed without saying a word. This is a purple mansion cultivator. What is there to worry about? It's too late to be happy. In fact, according to Chen Qingyun's strength, as long as the giant ancestor doesn't come to stop him, let alone a purple mansion cultivator, even if there are 10 purple mansion cultivators, Chen Qingyun can wipe out the other party. 5 top-grade puppets and a modified Panlong are not made of mud, and each has considerable power. After getting the consent from Chen Douhai, Chen Qingyun took the Panlong and went to Baihai first, loading a batch of white stones, saying that he could go alone this time and no one needed to accompany him. Qingyun, you came at the right time. In the past month, we really have to transport a batch of white stones to Lingbao Mountain. Since you are on the way and want to go to Lingbao Mountain alone, I will help you this time. With you escorting these white stones, we will feel more at ease. I will inform the clan leader about this later and mention it to the family. You are going to high mountains and long rivers, so be careful. If you encounter any trouble on the road, you should put your own safety first. Remember. Okay, Grandpa 6, don't worry. After exchanging a few words with Chen Douhai, Chen Qingyun left Baihai and sailed straight to Hengshan Island. During the voyage, Panlong was temporarily handed over to Baoang to pilot. Chen Qingyun took out Jiuyu, accompanied by the Poseidon puppet, and prepared to refine a magic weapon to give to Liu Zilin as a congratulatory gift. Whether it was to repay her for her help in Qingling Fang or to have a personal relationship with him, Liu Zilin was still worth getting to know deeply. Now that the other party has become a cultivator of Zaifu, his status in Lingbao Mountain will be greatly improved, and it will be different from the same. Since you are going to congratulate, you must not go empty-handed. You still have to be sincere. To give a magic weapon as a gift, in the eyes of the outside world, this is not a small gesture, it is worth at least 30,000 spiritual stones. In Chen Qingyun's view, it actually doesn't cost much to refine the second-level magic weapon himself and strengthen it. It's nothing more than investing a few thousand spirit stones and spending some strengthening points. This dedication, according to Liu Zilin's personality, will definitely be engraved in her heart, and knowing how to repay is worth the investment. In the future, the Chen family will have any needs, encounter any difficult problems, and need help. At that time, it will be much easier to invite Liu Zilin to take action. For both the individual and the family, Chen Qingyun must give this magic weapon as a gift, and he should not be too stingy. However, you need to think carefully about what type of magic weapon you want to give. After all, Lingbao Shan started out as a weapon refiner, and ordinary flying swords, shields and other magic weapons are everywhere. You have to practice something unique and rare. In the end, with many weapons to choose from, Chen Qingyun set his sights on a second-level high-grade magical weapon. Chapter 344 Bright Moon Lotus Seal. The magic weapon that Chen Qingyun took a fancy to is called the Moonlight Lotus Seal. It is an auxiliary magic weapon, a second-level upper grade, with 2 effects. One is to protect the mind, remove illusions and bewitching effects, as well as magic attacks against the mind. The second effect is that it can automatically absorb the essence of the moon, transform it into true power bit by bit, and improve strength. This magic weapon is good, and Chen Qingyun is also somewhat interested. Coincidentally, he also has the Phantom Stone, Void Wood, 100-leaf Dew and Moon Essence Stone to refine this treasure. So, he prepared to refine one for himself. He took out 15 refining materials, and the Qinyu Sky Fire in his hand rouse, and Chen Qingyun began to refine. With a solid cultivation and divine consciousness as the foundation, and with the help of Qinyu Sky Fire, Chen Qingyun's refining efficiency was greatly improved. It only took 1 day to refine, and after 11 refinings, he finally successfully produced 6 moonlight lotus seals. This treasure is in the shape of a lotus, and the whole body is silver-white, as if covered with a layer of moonlight. Before the ritual, it was in a physical state, about the size of a palm. After waiting for the ritual to recognize the master, it will transform into an illusory lotus and sink into the sea of consciousness of the cultivator. Chen Qingyun used 3 Minyu lotus seals as a group, strengthened them to the 2nd grade extreme, and then fused them. Minyu, lotus seal, a low-grade magic weapon. It has the effect of resisting illusions and magic attacks, and can absorb the essence of the moon to improve cultivation, increasing the efficiency of cultivation by 20%. After the 3 Minyu lotus seals were fused, this treasure added the effect of practicing at night on the original basis, which can accelerate the efficiency of cultivation by 20%. Practicing for 10 days is equivalent to practicing for 12 days. Looking at the remaining enhancement points, it is only enough to enhance 1 magic weapon. Chen Qingyun enhanced a Minyu lotus seal to a high-grade magic weapon, and the effect increased by another 20%. At this time, there are only 3,909 enhancement points left. There is still a Minyu lotus seal that needs to be strengthened, and a large number of damaged magic weapons must be purchased. The years passed by while sailing on the sea. Since the end of the Xingzong campaign, there are still many remnants of monsters hiding in the Sea of Stars. These monsters settled or wandered in the Sea of Stars, and were cleared by Xingzong monks. This time, Chen Qingyun did not encounter any difficult monsters. He took one as a cultivation resource. However, after 3 days of traveling, when he was approaching Hunyuan Island, he encountered bandits intercepting him. The strength of this group of bandits was not low. They had 2 spirit ships and 16 people, including 2 late-stage foundation building monks. The remaining 14 people were all masters of the late-stage qi refining. They were well equipped, and the lowest were first-class high-quality magic weapons. It can be seen how much wealth they have gained by doing this business of killing people and robbing treasures. This spirit ship looks good, it must be valuable, ha ha ha. This time I encountered another piece of fat meat. A black-clothed bandit cultivator looked greedy, driving the spirit ship and heading straight towards the Panlong to intercept. The cultivators on board who can control such a large spiritual ship to go out to sea are probably from the family, or they are independent cultivators with good strength. We still have to fight quickly and decisively, go forward together to encircle and kill. Don't hold back, so as not to give the other side a chance to turn the tables and ask for help. With the 2 of you, the elder brother and the second brother, leading the team in the late stage of foundation building, and with our full support, as long as we are not fighting against the Purple Mansion Immortal, this time it is a sure win, there is nothing to be afraid of. Yes. Last time the group of cultivators from the Yu family of Hunyuan Island, there were 2 foundation building leaders, but so what, they still became the dead souls under our swords. What kind of waves can they stir up? Okay, don't say anything more. The leading late-stage foundation building cultivator spoke up. This person is named Zhu Dai. In the early days, he was an elder of the Zhu family, a cultivation family. Because the Zhu family participated in the Xingzong expedition, they were attacked by several Purple Mansion monsters when fighting in the northern region. The entire family cultivators and the combat team were wiped out. The Zhu family was seriously injured. After the war, in order to quickly recover and replenish the family foundation, they actually took a crooked path and started to rob and loot. These cultivators were all independent cultivators recruited by Zhu Dai. He deliberately concealed his identity and disguised himself as a down-and-out independent cultivator from the outer sea, intercepting passing ships in this vast sea area. He did this for 8 or 9 months and made a lot of money. It was hard to turn back. Remember, don't leave any survivors when you start, so as not to give others a handle. As Zhu Dai gave the order to start, the independent cultivators around him showed excitement, like hungry wolves. They set up their magic weapons and flew towards the Panlong. Swish, swish, swish. In just a dozen breaths, more than a dozen figures landed on the Panlong, and saw bang, Jiuyu and the sea god puppet at a glance. They excitedly sacrificed flying swords, long knives and other magic weapons, and swarmed to kill. In a private room on the Panlong, Chen Qingyun had already detected two spirit ships coming quickly through the Tanji mirror. Just by paying attention, he guessed that there were bandits blocking the way and they were not friendly. 2. In the foundation building stage, 14 in the Qi refining stage. After using the Tanji mirror to scan the opponent's strength, Chen Qingyun's expression froze, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. Someone sent a pillow when you are sleepy. I was worried that I had no magic weapon to decompose. Now that the bandits who have done many evil things have come to my door, I can only accept the other party's storage bag and a group of magic weapons. Ah, run! Accompanied by a horrified scream, a 6th-level Qi refining cultivator was defeated by Jiuyu and was blown up by a punch, the first to fall in front of everyone. What is this? Immediately afterwards, another scream sounded. A 9th-level Qi refining bandit cultivator faced the stab of the sea god's trident and quickly deployed a defensive shield to block in front of him. The next moment, there was a click, and the man and the shield were pierced by the sea god puppet. At the same time. Facing the siege of 6 bandit cultivators, Jiuyu launched his magic power, stirring up a violent magic shock wave, directly shaking the 6 surrounding bandit cultivators into pieces. Only the storage bag and magic weapon fell, making a clanging sound. No, Purple Mansion stage cultivation, this. After a short fight, 8 Qi refining cultivators were killed in seconds, which immediately shocked the surrounding bandit cultivators. They were like seeing a ghost, and could clearly sense the strength of Jiuyu and the sea god puppet. How can we fight with such a huge gap in combat power? Run! This thought instantly emerged in the minds of all the bandits. For a moment, they scattered like birds and beasts, panicked and set up their magic weapons, and flew towards their own spirit ships. On the 2 spirit ships, Zhu De couldn't help but raise his eyebrows when he saw his men's combat power collapsed and beaten into such a bear-like state. Compared with the previous scene where his men boarded the ship and killed everyone, the current situation was obviously a setback. He was determined in his heart, showing a majestic look, and shouted, "What are you doing in a panic? Looking at your little ability, I want to see who can scare you into such a dog-like state." As soon as the voice fell, he opened his spiritual sense and quickly swept towards the Panlong, but the next moment he widened his eyes and couldn't calm down. Oh, no, it's the Purple Mansion period. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 345, The group destroys the bandits. Because Jiuyu and Poseidon's puppets were taking action, all the mana aura on their bodies was released without concealment. This time it was clearly detected by Zhu De. His originally confident look turned into panic in an instant. Run! With this thought in his mind, and regardless of how many bandit cultivators were still on board, Zhu De made a prompt decision, steered the spirit ship, turned around, and started sailing at full speed. But is this possible? On the Panlong, the demon-slaying cannon that had been silent suddenly turned, and its dark muzzle was aimed at their spirit ship. Boom! It was accompanied by a loud noise that shook the world. A flame cannonball was blasted out with the power of thunder, and in the horrified eyes of Zhu De and others, it hit the spirit ship. Despite the critical moment, Zhu De remained calm and deployed the spiritual ship's defensive shield in an attempt to resist. But how powerful is the demon-killing cannon? How can a first-order spirit ship resist it? Boom! The explosion roared, and the entire spiritual ship's defensive shield was as fragile as an eggshell and exploded with a bang. Along with the screams of the bandit cultivators, the spirit ship was instantly destroyed. The huge explosion power affected the seawater around the spirit ship, causing waves. Witnessing this horrific scene, a first-order spiritual ship was bombarded into rubble, The remaining 3 bandit cultivators and the foundation building cultivator looked horrified. They saw the demon-slaying cannon charging up again, its muzzle turning, and aiming at the spirit ship where they were. Not good. Run away. The 4 surviving bandit cultivators were so frightened that they screamed and resorted to life-saving measures, abandoning the spirit boat and trying to escape. But how could he run away from the attack of the demon-slaying cannon? With a full range of 60,000 meters, even if they were allowed to run for a while, they would not be able to escape the fate of being bombarded. Bandit cultivators are causing harm to one party and should be punished. Chen Qingyun will not be merciful. Boom. The second demon-killing cannon was fired, with the spirit ship as the center. The huge power of the artillery blasted the 4 surrounding bandit cultivators and the spirit ship into pieces. The 16 bandit cultivators were unable to even perform the most basic resistance in front of the panlock, and were destroyed in this sea area. The Poseidon puppet jumped into the sea, picked up all the scattered magic weapons and storage bags, and then handed them to Chen Qingyun. After an inventory, it was found that these storage bags contained spiritual stones, magic weapons, talismans, and elixirs. The rest of the items were of little value. The total number of spiritual stones reached more than 30,000 yuan, which filled Chen Qingyun's shopping funds to purchase damaged magic weapons. There are more than 10 bottles of elixirs, which are first and second level elixirs. The number and grade of talismans are similar to those of the elixirs. As for the magic weapons, there are a total of 26 magic weapons, half of which are in a damaged state and can be used once or twice. After disassembling all these magic weapons, the strengthening points reached 4,141 points. It is enough to continue strengthening the Bright Moon Lotus Seal. Chen Qingyun strengthened this magic weapon to the highest level, and the practice amplification effect was once again increased by 10%. 10 days of practice equals 13 days. The magic weapon given to Liu Zilin has finally reached the top level. A few days later, Chen Qingyun arrived at Hengshan Island, shrank the panlock, and took the teleportation array to Qingsha Island, and then headed to Lingbao Mountain non-stop. Lingbao Mountain, Liu Zilin's cave. Knowing that Chen Qingyun would come to visit, Liu Zilin rarely went out these days and waited quietly, practicing exercises from time to time to consolidate her cultivation. Her talent is very good, except for Zhuxiantu. Even her senior sister Wanjiantu doesn't know that she is actually a cultivator with the wood attribute. At the beginning, when Zhuxiantu appreciated him, he became his disciple and joined Lingbao Mountain. In order to protect Liu Zilin, Zhuxiantu hid her great talent so that no one would be envious and jealous. Therefore, she deliberately used magic to hide her talent, pretending to have the dual spiritual roots of wood and water. As Liu Zilin's practice went smoothly, she gradually emerged and reached the 15th or 16th year after the foundation period. Zhuxiantu also arranged for Liu Zilin to stay away from Lingbao Mountain and open a shop in Hefang City to reduce contact with the sect monks and avoid the chance of exposing her spiritual roots. This is why, as a disciple of Lingbao Mountain in the Outer Star Sea, he opened a shop in Inner Star Hefang City. I will also live in Zilanshan from time to time. The purchase of Xifu crystal this time was not for Liu Zilin's own use. Instead, she deliberately confuses the public and lets other monks know that she opened the Purple Mansion by refining the Purple Mansion crystal, so she just doesn't have any doubts about her cultivation promotion. Liu Zilin stayed in seclusion for half a year without any external aid. Relying entirely on his own efforts, he gradually opened up the upper Danshan and the middle Danshan, and finally penetrated the 3 major Danshans, successfully entering the Xifu stage. As for the Purple Mansion crystal in your hand, as long as you carry it with you, it is worth 100,000 spiritual stones and can be sold at any time. In the Xinghai Immortal Realm, there is still a huge demand for the Purple Mansion crystal, so there is no need to worry about lack of sales. Now, after reaching the Xifu stage, she has enough time to practice and learn more about the various arts of cultivating immortals. She herself has practiced weapon refining and talisman making. Her weapon refining skills were only at the first level of mid-level 3 or 4 years ago. That was the first time I met Chen Qingyun, who was not yet capable of refining soul-nourishing jade. As his cultivation level improved rapidly, his talent was revealed, and his skill in refining weapons broke through several levels, reaching the second level of the best. Now, with the improvement of the soul and the great improvement of mana, in the next 2 years, it is completely possible to hit the threshold of the third level weapon refiner. The attainment of making talismans has also reached the second level of high grade, showing signs of breakthrough. She just waited in the cave for a while, and soon she received the message that Chen Qingyun had arrived. A hint of joy appeared on her face. She immediately straightened her appearance and went to the mountain gate to greet him. Soon after, the two sat in the cave and started chatting. Zilin, the last time we met was half a year ago. Time flies so fast. Now that we haven't seen each other for half a year, you have successfully opened up Z Mansion. It is really gratifying and congratulatory. I came here this time and specially brought a meeting gift. I don't know if you like it or not. You can take a look first. Liu Zilin's ability to open up the Purple Mansion at this time was actually within Chen Qingyun's expectation. After a heartfelt congratulations, Chen Qingyun took out the Immortal Lotus Sword. Taking the magic weapon, Liu Zilin felt it carefully, and then looked at Chen Qingyun in surprise. The best magic weapon? This is what you call a meeting gift? What she meant was that this meeting gift was too valuable. Who would give a top-notch magic weapon as a face-to-face gift? What, don't you like it? Seeing the strange color on Liu Zilin's face, Chen Qingyun blinked. Well, no. This thing is too valuable, and you need a magic weapon with you. And, when you opened the Z Mansion before, I never gave you anything as a gift. That's okay, I'll give this to you. Just keep it. Just think of it as the reward for taking me to Qingguang Fang last time. Chen Qingyun smiled and said, you don't have to be polite. You have a heart. She had just broken through the Xifu stage, which was when she needed a magic weapon. The appearance of this magic weapon at this time undoubtedly made her even more powerful. She didn't show any pretense, silently noted the kindness, and her tone became a little softer. He looked at the thing in his hand fondly and asked, what is the name of this treasure? Immortal Lotus Seal. Chen Qingyun introduced the specific effects in detail, and asked Liu Zilin to sacrifice the magic weapon in person to identify its owner. Liu Zilin followed suit, and the Immortal Lotus Seal turned into an illusory state, submerged into her sea of consciousness, and merged into one body. She was happy after receiving the gift from Chen Qingyun. Asked Chen Qingyun what her plans were next and whether she wanted to go shopping around again. She also wanted to go out for a walk. Chapter 346 Chen Mengru. She had been in seclusion for half a year. After Liu Zilin came out of seclusion, although Zhuxiantu was the first to know about it, she immediately sent a message to Chen Qingyun. From the time she came out of seclusion until now, she has not left the sect, and she also wants to go out for a walk, relax and relieve her boredom. This time, I brought a batch of white stones for the family as a transaction with Lingbao Mountain. Later, I will give this batch of white stones to Zhuxiantu for inventory and storage. After the transaction is completed, I will stay in Qingguang Fang for a few days and will not return to the Inner Star Sea for the time being. Chen Qingyun told the truth. This itself is not a secret. Liu Zilin heard this and nodded slightly. I've noticed the white stone sold by your family these days, and I heard from Deacon Zhu that the quality is very good. In the sect, many weapon refiners have begun to use white stones to refine second-level magic tools. Are you going to Qingguang Fang this time to continue buying magic tools and recipes like last time? Almost everything. Take a look. Yes. Liu Zilin took the initiative to invite. If you are willing, I will take you to Qingguang Fang this time. Okay. After agreeing to go to Qingguang Fang together, Chen Qingyun, accompanied by Liu Zilin, went to the Deacon Hall to find Zhuxiantu first. Due to his busy affairs, Zhuxiantu was not in the sect, and was far away in the Inner Star Sea to handle some affairs. The two waited for 3 or 4 days before Zhuxiantu hurried back to the sect. After counting the white stones, Chen Qingyun obtained 35,800 spiritual stones. Just waited for a while. Zhuxiantu took the spiritual stones from the sex finances and handed them to Chen Qingyun. Chen Qingyun had long been accustomed to carrying so many spiritual stones on his body. After staying overnight in Lingbao Mountain, he followed Liu Zilin to Qingguang Fang the next morning. The first task of Chen Qingyun's second visit to Qingguang Fang was to buy broken magic tools. Under the leadership of Liu Zilin, the purchase price was not only affordable, but also in large quantities. Upon hearing that Liu Zilin wanted to purchase broken magic tools, many shops directly packaged and sold them. In just one day, Chen Qingyun harvested more than 200 pieces. Most of these broken magic tools were left behind by Xingzong in the battle. Lingbao Mountain has the habit of purchasing broken magic tools from outside to train its disciples to learn the art of refining. Many disciples of Lingbao Mountain, after comprehending the array patterns on the broken magic tools, will take these magic tools to Qingguang Fang to sell, and then exchange them for spiritual stones to purchase cultivation resources. This cycle is why the broken magic tools in Qingguang Fang are easy to obtain, and there are many of them. More than 200 broken magic tools. I wonder if they can meet your needs for learning to refine tools. If you think there are still some missing, I will take them to one of my fellow disciples. She has purchased a large number of broken magic tools and specializes in this business. Last time, I bought a lot of broken magic tools here, but they were not enough. So much so that there is still a bright moon lotus seal that has not been strengthened. Later, I have to refine some auxiliary magic tools for the family and give them to King Luan and Qingyun. The strengthening points required will not be less. This time, I came all the way here again, and I will definitely collect as much as I can. I still have tens of thousands of spirit stones to spend. Of course, the family's share must not be touched. Let's go and take a look. You lead the way. Following Liu Zilin, the two wandered around in the market. Finally, they came to the east of the market, a slightly deserted area, and walked into a shop called Miyake Pavilion. In the shop, a female disciple of Lingbao Mountain was cleaning at this time, and she looked to be in her 20s. Seeing Liu Zilin, the female cultivator came up to her immediately. "Hello, uncle." Liu Zilin knew this person. He was an outer disciple and a clerk in this store. His name was Lin Qianqian, and he had the 9th level of qi refining. Not all Lingbao Mountain cultivators could refine weapons. In the sect, about 1/3 of the disciples did not have the talent for qi refining and would concentrate on cultivation. For example, Liu Zilin's senior sister Wanjiantu did not have any talent for refining weapons, but she knew a little about the art of puppets. Over the years, Wanjiantu has been working hard to cultivate and strive to open up the Purple Mansion. Another example is Zhu Yurong. She has a good cultivation and is an old-fashioned Purple Mansion cultivator, but she is not proficient in the art of refining weapons. Of course, everyone has advantages and disadvantages and their own areas of expertise. Due to the large number of Lingbao Mountain cultivators, there are also geniuses in alchemy, formations, and talismans. It's just that refining weapons is the advantage of Lingbao Mountain and the biggest shining point. Lin Qianqian's talent for refining weapons is very mediocre. She has been learning refining for more than 10 years, but she is still stuck at the level of a first-level lower-grade weapon refiner. Even if she is given another 20 years, it will still be difficult to make any achievements. Therefore, in recent years, after she knew her shortcomings, she simply became a shop assistant. Relying on some theoretical knowledge of refining weapons to sell magic weapons and earn some spiritual stones. "Is junior sister Chen in the store?" Liu Zilin asked. When she came in, she did not see Chen Mengru. "Senior sister went to the market to pick up a batch of goods before an incense stick. I think she will be back soon." "Uncle, what do you want to buy? I can introduce it to you," Lin Qianqian said with a smile. Her tone was very respectful. "This is a good friend of mine who needs to buy a batch of broken magic weapons. I don't know if you can make the decision. Why don't we wait for her to come back?" Hearing this, Lin Qianqian looked at Chen Qingyun, nodded and smiled and greeted him. "Fellow Taoist, how many broken magic tools do you want to buy? Our store has everything from first level to second level, and a small amount of third level. The more the better, more than 300 pieces. So many. Lin Qianqian murmured to herself, showing a bit of embarrassment. The number of broken magic tools remaining in our store is currently just over 100. If you want to buy more, you can only wait for my shopkeeper to come back. She went to the dock to pick up the goods this time, and she bought a batch of broken magic tools. Please sit down and wait for a while, okay? Seeing this, Chen Qingyun nodded and responded, okay. While waiting, the two were invited to sit down. Lin Qianqian served tea and entertained them well. In her spare time, Liu Zilin briefly introduced this senior sister Chen to Chen Qingyun. Although this woman's surname is Chen, she just has the same surname as Chen Qingyun. She is an inner disciple and her cultivation has reached the peak of the foundation building period. Her weapon refining skills, due to her practice of the soul technique, are better than Liu Zilin's, and have reached the third level lower grade. She is one of the top 10 weapon refining geniuses in Lingbao Mountain, and is highly valued by the sect. Even the sect elders like Zhuxiantu can only look up to Chen Mengru in the way of weapon refining. Chen Qingyun couldn't help but secretly surprised that a foundation building cultivator could achieve such a weapon refining achievement. This Lingbao Mountain is really a place where crouching tigers and hidden dragons are hidden, and it should not be underestimated. It is worthy of being known as the first weapon refining sect in Xinghai. Being able to reach the level of a third-level weapon refiner is already close to the top in the Xinghai cultivation world. The cultivator with the highest weapon refining attainment in Lingbao Mountain is the contemporary elder Yang Jiazu, who is said to have reached the 4th level extreme grade and is favored by giant and cultivators. Not long after waiting, after drinking half a cup of tea, Chen Mengru returned to the store and saw Liu Zilin at a glance. Senior Sister Liu, how come you have time to come and sit with me? When did you come out of seclusion? Chapter 347 Spiritual Water Gourd. Chen Mengru is not tall, only reaching Liu Zilin's shoulders, and has a sense of being petite and exquisite. She also looks a little immature, and looks like she is only 13 or 14 years old. In fact, her actual age is older than Chen Qingyun, and she is close to 90 years old. The reason for this is that when she was 13 years old, she accidentally ate an unknown spiritual herb, which caused her body to stop growing at the age of 13. Afterwards, she sought various treatments but it didn't work, so she simply ignored it. Fortunately, her talent, brain power, etc. were not affected. She opened this shop to earn resources for cultivation and meet the needs of refining. She can come into contact with all kinds of magic tools and constantly increase her experience. The competition in the sect is too fierce, so it is better to come to this market to earn spiritual stones. In addition, after opening the shop for more than 10 years, she has come into contact with many magic tools that have never appeared in the sect. She has learned a lot of strange and bizarre array patterns that are infinitely useful. This fully verifies the saying that masters are among the people. This also made her weapon refining skills more perfect. As long as her cultivation reaches the purple mansion stage, her weapon refining attainments will be able to take a big step forward. You have been out of retreat for a few days. You have more than 300 broken magic weapons. My friend needs to purchase a batch. Liu Zilin pointed out her purpose. Seeing that Liu Zilin did not reveal whether she had broken through the purple mansion stage after coming out of retreat, Chen Mengru did not rush to ask more questions. Then, you came at the right time. She first picked up the tea and gulped down a few sips. Then, after quenching his thirst a little, he said seriously, you bought so many broken magic tools. Your friend must be a refiner, right? That's right. Chen Qingyun nodded and asked, I don't know how many you have. I'll try to buy as many as possible. Since you are a friend of senior sister Liu, I'll let you choose this batch of newly arrived broken magic tools first. These are new goods I just bought from the Fengrao Chamber of Commerce of Xingzhou. The quality of the magic tools varies. Tell me what grade you need. Chen Qingyun got straight to the point and said that as long as the price is right, he can buy it regardless of whether it is first grade, second grade, or 3rd grade. After learning about the purchase demand, Chen Mengru didn't think there was anything to be puzzled about. Why did Chen Qingyun buy so many broken magic tools of different grades? It is not uncommon for cultivators like Chen Qingyun to buy broken magic tools in large quantities. Many of them come from chambers of commerce or refiners. This is not uncommon in Qingguang Fang. Even she herself would often watch some 1st and 2nd level magic arrays, and each time she would gain something different. Because of the continuous development of the world of immortal cultivation. Whether it is alchemy, arrays, talismans, or refining, there will be many brilliant geniuses who will invent and improve the production methods left by their predecessors. Often, a 1st level inferior flying sword will have some new abilities because the refiner dares to think and do, and improves the array patterns in it. It is precisely because of these cultivators who have wild ideas and are brave to practice that they continue to promote the vigorous development of the world of immortal cultivation according to their own wisdom. It can enable the human cultivators who are in a disadvantaged position to invent elixirs, magic tools, arrays, etc. to enhance their own strength. Compete with the monsters that have innate advantages and open up a home for survival. Therefore, she did not think there was anything wrong with Chen Qingyun buying so many broken magic tools. Instead, she thought that Chen Qingyun was diligent and studious, and could review the old and learn the new. She took out several storage bags and let Chen Qingyun choose. The prices of broken magic tools of the same grade will fluctuate due to different types, colors, and degrees of damage. Chen Qingyun spent more than half an hour to choose and bought a total of 500 pieces, ranging from 1st to 2nd grade. Among them, there are 3 magic weapons. This expenditure cost more than 90,000 spirit stones. This was not the first time that Chen Mengru met such a big customer. After counting the spirit stones, she delivered the goods to Chen Qingyun. With Chen Qingyun's purchase, there were only more than 100 broken magic tools left in her store. In a dozen days, it is estimated that she will have to restock again. Senior Sister Liu, I see that your aura is deep, not like a foundation-building cultivator. Have you opened up the Purple Mansion? After completing the transaction, Chen Mengru asked about Liu Zilin's retreat. Liu Zilin is quite famous in Lingbao Mountain and has many admirers. She has been in seclusion for half a year this time. Anyone who pays a little attention to her can guess something. After asking around, combined with the fact that she exchanged the Purple Palace crystal in the resource hall, it is not difficult to know that she is in seclusion. You can see that I have indeed opened up the Purple Palace. Oh, then congratulations, senior sister. Chen Mengru smiled and congratulated. At this time, pay attention to the aura on Chen Qingyun's body, which is even deeper than the feeling brought by Liu Zilin. She couldn't help but have a bold idea in her mind. Being able to become a good friend of senior sister Liu, then the strength of this Taoist friend must be at least in the early stage of Purple Palace. How come I haven't seen such a young Purple Palace cultivator before? I think this is senior sister Liu's Taoist partner. Fortunately, I didn't say anything before and asked the other party why he bought so many broken magic tools. After Chen Qingyun finished the purchase, Liu Zilin also needed to purchase refining materials. In this Miyake Pavilion, there are 3rd-level refining materials for sale, which were collected by Chen Mengru. According to her own needs, Liu Zilin now needs to use magic weapons. But considering that her refining skills can be improved to the 3rd level, it is better not to buy finished magic weapons and save some spirit stones first. Wait until the refining skills are improved, and then refine them by herself. In her hands, there are several magic weapon recipes, all of which are gifts from Zhuxiantu. So, she purchased some 3rd level materials to improve her refining skills, and then refine magic weapons by herself. After getting these refining materials, she needs to improve her refining skills and consolidate her cultivation. Liu Zilin will be very busy in the next 2 or 3 years. Chen Qingyun bought the broken magic weapons and did not intend to stop buying. He still had some spirit stones in his hand, and he did not forget to look at the recipes here in the wonderful weapon pavilion to see if there were any good things. Among the recipes, he took a fancy to several. Among them, there was a recipe that was particularly interesting, which recorded the refining method of a first-level top-grade magic weapon Spirit Water Gourd. The spiritual water gourd is a water-attributed gourd. It can collect morning dew spiritual energy and condense a cup of spiritual water a day, which is equivalent to a spiritual stone. Taking spiritual water can increase the cultivation of qi refining cultivators. As for the effect, it is about 1/10 of the essence of spiritual wood, which is more stable. According to Chen Qingyun's idea, each family cultivator has one, and as long as the sun continues to rise, this spiritual water can continue to be produced. Chen Mengru still has such a good thing in his hand. Chapter 348 Cold Light Mother and Child Sword, Spiritual Water Gourd. This is the low-end version of the spirit wood essence. Condensing a cup of spiritual water every day can slightly improve the cultivation of qi refining cultivators. For family cultivators, this effect can increase their cultivation at the beginning of cultivation, gradually widening the gap with the same level cultivators in the outside world. Over the years, the effect will be very obvious. Among the Chen family immortals, qi refining cultivators account for more than half. If everyone has a spiritual water gourd, it will definitely accelerate the rise of the family. In addition to the spiritual water gourd, there is also a weapon recipe that attracted Chen Qingyun's attention. The magic weapon recorded in this weapon recipe is called Paper Crane, which belongs to the first-level middle-grade magic weapon. After being controlled, the paper crane can fly in the air and play the role of synchronizing vision and hearing with the cultivator. The maximum detection range cannot exceed 3,000 meters of its owner. This thing is equivalent to the combined effect of clairvoyance and super hearing, but the detection range is too small. For a cultivator who is agile and flies up on a sword at any time, 3,000 meters is not only useless, but also easy to be discovered, and far less useful than spiritual consciousness. After detecting the enemy situation, there will not be much reaction time. However, in Chen Qingyun's hands, the value of the paper crane is different. As long as it is strengthened and modified, isn't it a drone? The immortal version of the drone, just release multiple paper cranes to fly around, cover an area and conduct aerial exploration. Isn't this better than the exploration of cultivators? It just so happens that the paper crane can be used with the Panlong as an outpost or as a scout. Since a fleet is to be built in the future, drones must be made in advance, and basic equipment must keep up. When seeing this, Chen Qingyun already had the idea of buying it. Because the spiritual water gourd has a good effect, the instrument is worth 350 spirit stones. The paper crane instrument has a too small range of use and does not have attack power and defense power. Replacing it with a spiritual bird can also achieve a similar effect. Therefore, its price is not expensive, only 60 spirit stones are needed. Chen Qingyun did not hesitate, and took out spirit stones to buy out the two instrument recipes. There are several other instrument recipes, which are more or less novel, so he bought them all and could slowly ponder them later. By the way, Chen Qingyun also bought some refining materials. Among them are materials such as refined gold and kunmu stone that can strengthen the strength of magic tools. After buying what they needed, Chen Qingyun and Liu Zilin did not stay for long and left the wonderful instrument pavilion. Since he still had a family income on him and needed to go back to report, Chen Qingyun decided to set off and return to the inner star sea. Knowing that Chen Qingyun was going back that day, Liu Zilin proposed to go with Chen Qingyun. Of course, she was going back to Zalanshan. After more than half a year, she should go back to take care of her own shop. By the way, she stayed in the Black Cliff Market for 2 or 3 years, improving her refining skills while consolidating her cultivation. Lingbao Mountain. After the opening of the Purple Mansion, Lingbao Mountain paid special attention to this kind of backbone cultivators. Not only could they serve as deacons or elders and increase their salaries. Moreover, they would be given 10,000 spirit stones as a reward. Liu Zilin needed to register her cultivation breakthrough in the sect so that she could increase her salary and status and receive rewards. This made Chen Qingyun stay in Lingbao Mountain for 2 days. During these 2 days, Chen Qingyun knew the difference between deacons and elders in Lingbao Mountain. Deacons are generally responsible for taking the lead in executing sect tasks and have a way to earn a lot of sect merits. Just like Sun Tai, who had the opportunity to revenge for his hard work and cultivation. After being promoted to the Purple Mansion period, he chose to be promoted to deacon without hesitation. These sect deacons can continuously execute sect tasks as long as they want to earn merits and accumulate resources. There is rarely any free time. Sun Tai became a deacon and guarded a market town for merits. Elders are different, on the basis of being equal to deacons. They do not need to take the initiative to perform sect tasks and are very free to move. The salary is 1,000 spirit stones per year, which is 200 less than that of deacons, but it is more leisurely. The only thing to follow is to be summoned in time when the sect summons. Usually at this time, the sect encounters a difficult problem or is short of manpower, which can basically be ignored. Liu Zilin has a good talent. As long as there is enough time, she can condense the golden elixir step by step. There is no need to run around for resources all day. With the management of Zilantian and the care of Zuyurong, she does not need to worry about resources in the short term. Therefore, she does not need to be promoted to a deacon, waste too much time on sect tasks, and delay her own path because of sect trivia. Liu Zilin was promoted to a sect elder and received a reward of 10,000 spirit stones and elder clothing. Next, she took Chen Qingyun to meet Zuyurong and told him that she was ready to leave Lingbao Mountain and return to the Inner Star Sea. It must be said that Zuyurong loves her apprentice. During this meeting, she was generous and taught Liu Zilin 2 magic weapons. This is a mid-level cold scale armor, made from the soft armor of the 3rd level monster Cold Jade Beast. It can at most withstand a blow from a Purple Mansion Peak cultivator. Few magic weapons below the ordinary extreme grade can resist it. Now it will be your first reward for breaking through the Purple Mansion. This cold scale armor was obtained by her when she assisted Beileozu of the Black Cliff Market a few years ago and killed a Cold Jade Beast. After that, she spent 15,000 spirit stones and entrusted a weapon refining elder in the sect to refine the soft armor of the Cold Jade Beast into a protective soft armor for 49 days. This item had been used in the battles of the Qing sect, and helped her resist many sneak attacks from monsters. It was like a talisman. Such a precious protective soft armor was willing to be given away, which made Chen Qingyun a little envious. Not only the cold scale armor, but also another magic weapon was also very valuable. This is the Hunyuan sword, made from the claws of the Hanyu beast. There are 9 swords and 1 mother sword. When it is used against the enemy, the sword is not only extremely sharp, but also silent, making it difficult for the enemy to defend against it. Even if it is slashed alone, it has the power comparable to a mid-grade magic weapon. When 10 small swords are used together, the power can rival a top-grade magic weapon. These 2 magic weapons, 1 mid-grade and 1 top-grade, have shined in my hands. Today, I give them to you. Don't despise them. Thank you, Master. Well, there is another thing I want to give you. After teaching the magic weapon, Zuyurong took the initiative to mention the practice. After opening up the Purple Mansion, you will need a subsequent cultivation method. During this period, I have specially exchanged a method for you. According to the sect rules, I can teach you. This method is carefully selected by me. It is far superior to other methods of the same level. It is an extremely top-notch existence. You must practice well and don't let down your teacher's expectations of you. When Zuyurong passed down the method, because the method involved the sect, he did not elaborate on what method it was and what kind of attribute it was. After Liu Zilin took the jade slip of the method and simply read the contents inside, she couldn't help showing a touch of joy on her face. Chapter 349 Qingmu Longevity Secret. The technique passed down by Zuyurong is called Qingmu Chengshengju. It is a wood-attributed Zaifu technique, which has the effect of optimizing wood spiritual roots and increasing lifespan. To say that it can live forever is indeed a bit exaggerated. Zaifu techniques may not really be able to practice to the realm of eternal longevity. This technique is divided into 3 levels. The first level is to condense the true essence, gradually transforming the true essence of the Zaifu cultivator into the power of Qingmu. This Qingmu power has the effect of optimizing the bones, nourishing the body, and increasing lifespan. The second level is the Qingmu liquid. When it breaks through to the middle stage of Zaifu, as the Qingmu power increases, it can condense into liquid. At this time, the Qingmu spiritual liquid will automatically circulate in the body, playing a role in quickly recovering from injuries and replenishing qi and blood. It is equivalent to taking a magic pill that replenishes qi, blood and mana anytime and anywhere. This effect will greatly enhance the combat endurance, and the mana is more powerful than the enemy, and it is easier to recover. The third level can mobilize the greenwood spirit liquid for external use, to cultivate spiritual medicine, heal the injuries of living beings, or participate in alchemy. Generally speaking, if you master the third level, you have reached the late stage of the Purple Mansion, and the fullness of blood and qi in your body can already rival the peak of the Purple Mansion. This greenwood longevity secret matches Liu Zilin's wood attribute spiritual root, which can be unimpeded all the way to the peak of the Purple Mansion. As for the golden elixir technique required after reaching the golden elixir stage, this has already involved the core inheritance of the sect, and Zhuxiantu cannot access it for the time being. The golden elixir technique can only be taught by the head of Lingbao Mountain in person. Thank you for the teaching, Master. I will live up to your expectations. Liu Zilin responded and put the technique jade slip into the storage bag. Then, she said that the next trip would be to follow Chen Qingyun back to the inner star sea. The next 3 years would be to stay in Zilanshan to practice. Zhuxiantu smiled after listening. It's up to you to decide on this matter. Not to mention staying in Zilanshan for 3 years, it's okay for you to stay for 8 or 9 years. I learned from the sect's announcement that you have been promoted to the position of elder, and you have more free time. If there is anything in the future, I will inform you, just remember to be summoned. Finally, Zhuxiantu and Chen Qingyun chatted for a few words. He asked some polite questions such as whether it was accustomed to living in Lingbao Mountain. It was not until noon that Liu Zilin said goodbye and set off with Chen Qingyun. Along the way, the relationship between the two became more familiar, and they arrived at Hefang Market a few days later. This time, when he set foot in Hefang Market, Chen Qingyun went to Danhong Pavilion to take a look. Danhong Pavilion itself is opposite Zilanshan, very close. After several years of operation, Danhong Pavilion has been managed in an orderly manner by Chen Nianchang, and it can bring more than 9,000 spiritual stones to the family every year. The biggest source of income is the red iron sword and the tortoise shell shield. The establishment of the weapon refining workshop has led to a surge in the output of the Chen family's magic weapons. They are no longer the small family that had an annual income of several hundred spirit stones and often faced resource shortages in the early years. Now all the cultivators and the entire Black Cliff market know that Danhong Pavilion is the property of the Chen family. The prices of the goods in the store are fair and the sources are clear. The red iron sword, tortoise shell shield, and water and fire talist robes are already the 3 golden signs of Danhong Pavilion. After chatting with Chen Nianchang for a while, Chen Qingyun found that this nephew had reached the 3rd level of qi refining and was much more stable. After running the store for several years and contacting all kinds of casual cultivators, Chen Nianchang has grown up quickly and can already stand on his own. Compared with other Nian generations in the family, Chen Nianchang has a kind of calmness of Qing generations and has lost his youthful and vigorous character. Chen Qingyun still remembers that when this kid was 11 or 12 years old, he was still a middle school boy. Every day he thinks he is a son of heaven, but it is not time for him to rise, so his qualifications are mediocre. Because of this, his mentality has always been very good. Not only is he not in a hurry to practice hard, but he likes to get in touch with more immortal arts. Whether it is alchemy, refining, formation, talismans and other books, he has read a lot, and often stays in the family library for a whole day. It can be said that Chen Nianchang's knowledge is absolutely top-notch among the Nian generation. But his talent is average. Now that he has grown up, he does not complain about his poor talent. It is also good to be able to benefit the family while running the store and earn spiritual stones. The two sat down and chatted, mostly about topics related to the store. Chen Qingyun soon learned that under the suggestion of Chen Nianchang, The family has recently been tinkering with the refining and sale of second-level magic tools, hoping to expand the market to the scope of foundation-building cultivators and earn more profits. Since the end of the Star Sea Monster Tide, many cultivators have obtained a lot of resources, which has led to the emergence of some foundation-building cultivators in the casual cultivation world. However, it depends on the family's intention to refine which second-level magic tool to refine. The topic turned to Chen Nianchang. When Chen Qingyun asked Chen Nianchang if he felt lonely living here, he only heard him smile bitterly. 6th Uncle, although I have lived here for several years and I can interact with all kinds of cultivators in the market every day, they are just passers-by after all. It is better to stay in the family. However, cultivators should be used to loneliness. I am very happy to run this store for the family. If I really miss the family, I can go back occasionally. The elders in the family also come to see me often. King Lai, Nianwai and the others have been here many times, and they stay with me for a few days each time. 6th Uncle, on the other hand, your cultivation has now reached the Xifu stage, and you are a third-level weapon refiner. With such achievements, you are already the best in the Xingsha Islands. I'm very happy that you can take time out of your busy schedule to visit my nephew who's not living up to expectations. Chen Nianchang's words made Chen Qingyun realize again that this nephew living here must have endured many setbacks that monks of the same age in the family have not experienced. Other members of the family read words. Except for Chen Nianxia, who followed Chen Qingzi on Psychedelic Island, and Chen Qingyun on Zhenhai Island. The rest of them are living and practicing on Linjian Island, and are accompanied by their clan members every day. But Chen Nianchang is different, except for the fact that his family sends people to replenish supplies and visit him. He basically stays here alone. It can be said that he knows his own situation. No matter how nice it is outside, there is no comfort and peace of mind for the family. After returning this time, I have to find an opportunity to find a partner for Chen Nianchang. Look at who in the family is willing to accompany Chen Nianchang to run the store. The store is getting better and better, and it is getting bigger and bigger. It is run by Chen Nianchang alone, without a head or 6 arms. It is always too busy. After staying in Tanhong Pavilion for 2 days, Chen Qingyun set off back to Zhenhai Island. Back on the island, Chen Qingyun met the clan leader and handed over the spirit stones obtained from Beishi's trade. Dao Hai told me before that I will help you this time. This journey has been pretty smooth. Chen Xianming asked a few questions, and after Chen Qingyun answered them one by one, he mentioned the matter of Tanhong Pavilion. When he heard Chen Qingyun's suggestion to send one more monk to station at Tanhong Pavilion to assist Chen Nianchang, the old patriarch smiled happily. As expected, you have grown up and have been able to take the initiative to think about the family industry and share the worries of future generations. You are right to remind me about this matter. We are only interested in family business and the amount of spiritual stones we earn is not high. We really ignore Nianchang's feelings. As a clan leader, I still don't think things through well and I'm not reasonable enough. The old patriarch sighed with emotion, and then asked Chen Qingyun if he had any recommendations. Chen Qingyun suggested that if you are assisting Chen Nianchang, you might as well choose among those who read Chinese characters. People of the same age will have more common topics. If you want to lead Chen Nianchang to make progress, then send an elder there. Then, send Nianzi. Chen Xianming said. There is no doubt about Nianchang's ability. Sending an elder there will make him feel restricted. I already have a candidate in mind. It just depends on whether they are willing to go. Oh. Which candidates did the patriarch have in mind? Chapter 350 Commission. Chen Xianming has 2 candidates in mind. Nian Wei or Nian Long. They are about the same age as Nianchang. They have also learned the art of talismans. In addition to assisting Nianchang in the market, they can also learn to make talismans and sell talismans more conveniently. Good idea. After having this idea, Chen Xianmin simply held a small clan meeting and summoned several senior members of the family. Chen Nianwei and Chen Nianlong also called over. When it came to increasing the management manpower of Tanhong Pavilion, Chen Daoran and others nodded in agreement. It was indeed time to increase the manpower. Chen Nianchang is alone in the market. He doesn't say anything, but he must feel uncomfortable in his heart. When asked Chen Nianwei or Chen Nianlong who would like to go to Tanhong Pavilion to stay for 3 years, Chen Nianwei took the initiative and expressed her willingness to go. Chen Nianwei's current cultivation level is at the 2nd level of qi refining, and his attainments in making talismans have reached the 1st level of mid-level. This trip to Fangxi will give her the opportunity to come into contact with a variety of talismans for understanding and learning. Since the family does not have the guidance of a talisman maker, it is obviously a good choice to go to Fangxi to learn how to make talismans. Seeing that Chen Nianwei was willing to go, no one had any objection. For this reason, even though Hefang City was very safe, out of consideration, Chen Xianmin still took out 2 2nd-level mid-grade talismans and gave them to Chen Nianwei. Chen Qingyun was not stingy either. He took out a Thunder Seed and a Communication Talisman and gave them to Chen Nianwei, telling Nianwei to contact him at any time if he encounters any problems. This gave Nianwei a little more strength and peace of mind. The support and mutual progress among family monks is often reflected in taking care of the younger generations. If a family wants to be cohesive and develop for a longer period of time, members of the clan must trust each other and be united. The current Chen family has a very good family style, with a warm and comfortable family atmosphere. Thank you, Patriarch. Thank you, 6th Elder. Chen Nianwei was very sensible and thanked him respectfully. 5 days later, Chen Qingyun set off in person, escorted Chen Nianwei to Tanhong Pavilion, and visited Zilanshan opposite for a while. When talking with Liu Zilan, Chen Qingyun specifically asked Liu Zilan to take care of his 2 juniors in Tanhong Pavilion, especially the little girl Chen Nianwei. Your little niece is willing to contribute to the family at such a young age and come to live in this unfamiliar urban environment. For a child of her age, this requires a lot of courage. Don't worry, as long as I'm in Fangxi, I will take care of her for you. Liu Zilan was very interested in Chen Nianwei, and after learning that she was learning how to make talismans, she wanted to support her. After that, I plan to take more care of Chen Qingyun's little niece and guide her in making talismans. After hearing what Liu Zilan said, Chen Qingyun went back to Tanhong Pavilion and took Chen Nianwei to pay a special visit to Liu Zilan. The 2 women got to know each other first. Nianwei has met Senior Liu. Chen Nianwei greeted respectfully. When she arrived, she heard Chen Qingyun introduce Liu Zilan. After learning that this woman was a real person from Zaifu from Lingbao Shan, she felt both admiration and nervousness. Apart from Qingyun, the clan leader, this was the first time she had seen other real people from the Z mansion, and she was inevitably nervous. But with Uncle Qingyun here, there was no need to be afraid. When he saw Chen Nianwei, he bowed and sat there quietly, looking obedient, asking questions and answering questions. From the first meeting, Liu Zilan felt a little fond of this little girl. After staying in Zilanshan for a while, Chen Qingyun took Chen Nianwei back to Tanhong Pavilion to familiarize her with the environment here and arrange accommodation and daily necessities. After a lot of work, Chen Qingyun did not forget to give a few words of advice. You also met the shopkeeper Zilanshan just now. Not only has she made great achievements in the art of weapon refining and is about to break through to the 3rd level, but she also has some attainments in the art of making talismans, so you can follow her example. From now on, if you encounter any questions when learning to make talismans, you can ask her for advice. Don't keep silent and worry about it in your heart. When there is nothing to do in the store, you can go to her place often, do some small favors that you can, and get closer to her. You have grown up and know that you can't just ask for things. You have to know how to give. Only in this way can we get along well together and avoid some conflicts. I have already said hello to her. She will take good care of you in the future, and you must work hard yourself. When you feel homesick, tell your family that if you need anything, Use the communication talisman I gave you. I understand, I will do as you say. Chen Qingyun nodded obediently and looked at the unfamiliar environment around him, feeling somewhat uncomfortable. Since he was 3 years old, he has been living in the family, surrounded by blood and family ties. This allowed her to be immersed in the warm atmosphere of her family since she was a child. This time she left her hometown and came to this city full of unfamiliar immortal cultivators. Naturally, she felt homesick. However, the family needs manpower now, and as a member of the family, one must know how to repay kindness. This gave her the courage to serve the family and come to live in Tanhong Pavilion. From now on, this will be your second home. Uncle Qingyun is so powerful that he was willing to help guard Zhenhai Island when the family was most short of manpower. And this Qingguang city, protected by Yaoang Mountain, is much safer than Zhenhai Island, and there is nothing to be afraid of. Chen Qingyun didn't know what his niece was thinking at the moment. After giving her a few instructions, he asked her to wait for a moment, then searched in the storage bag and took out a bottle of pills and a magic weapon. Due to my cultivation level, I have very few first-level pills and magic weapons. These are 6 Huangya pills and a Hangsu flying sword. They are all things I can't use. I'll give them to you. Huangya pills can assist in cultivation and allow you to break through to the middle stage of qi refining, but remember, this pill has obvious poison. It is difficult to remove the poison in a short time with your cultivation level, so you have to take 1 pill every 3 months. As for this Hangsu flying sword, it is a first-level top-grade magic weapon. When you fight with others, don't show it easily. Keep it as your trump card. Thank you, Uncle 6. Chen Qingyun took the pills and flying sword with a smile and bowed to Chen Qingyun. Uncle 6, you treat me so well. Qingyun will remember it all. I will work hard in the future. Please rest assured, Uncle 6. Okay, you helped Qingyun well and remember what I said today. Without further nagging, Chen Qingyun returned to Zhenhai Island that day. In the following days, Chen Qingyun felt that the bottleneck of his skills was loosening, and began to immerse himself in the practice of Taiko Purple Fire skill and Shenting Dragon Elephant Sutra. The peaceful days passed day by day, and 6 months passed in a blink of an eye. One day, Chen Qingyun came out of the weapon refining workshop and was about to go to the surrounding seas to fight in the wild and obtain some monster resources. At this time, he received a message. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.